battle here for the third spot or the second spot here shortly with Sam and Levi.
So I think you brought up a good point. I think these guys are pretty much just trying to get a feel for it. These are I'm guessing basically 30 practice laps if you have to qualify for the feature. So really winning doesn't really mean that much, but if this is anything like the feature is going to be, Blake Neer and Levi looks like the guys that are going to be up front. Blake Neer's actually really pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, Blake Neer looks like he's going to be really fast. That's not a guy we're very familiar with, but it looks like he'll be a factor here for the win when we get to this feature tonight, as fast as he's looking right now.
You see this battle with Chuck Sweeting and Andrew Rucker. Chuck on the outside, and it looks like he cannot hold his line. So that outside lane is going to be tough to make any passes. It's going to be like a Martinsville where you get up there, you're pretty much going to lose a lot of spots.
Yeah, as we see, it looks like the 23 car is having some kind of issue down there on the bottom, letting these guys go by.
And person that was running in the top 5, right now he's falling back to... Actually, he was actually running third. He fell back to, it looks like the sixth spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what issue he had there, but it looks like he's got it back going now, all right. Maybe he just got real loose and lost a lot of momentum there.
And Chuck Sweeting trying to get around him. Chuck is in 7th. Chuck is always fast, especially at these short tracks. So look for Chuck to be up front here when the feature comes around. And these are just 30-lap features are really nothing, or 30-lap heats, I mean, is nothing to kind of get. You can get a feel for it on a long run, especially if you go green here for 30 straight laps. But there's nothing like going 150 laps for a feature. So it's a lot different. As you see, Josh Personette looks like he got in the inside wall. See what happens here. He's just going to get loose there and smacks the inside wall. That's quite a bit of damage on the 23.
Yeah, based on that replay there, it looks like that's the same thing that happened to him earlier, but he just was able to keep it off the inside wall earlier, but that time not as lucky.
You never want to have a loose condition coming out of a turn, and it looks like some of these guys are fighting that.
No, and it looks like they're fighting the old iRacing tight until you try to straighten it out, and then the rear end ones get pretty light on you. Like we talked about, these cars do seem to have a lot of horsepower for what they are, and you can see they're fighting those back wheels trying to break loose off the corners here.
You had tight end and loose off as a driver's nightmare, as Frankenfield trying to get underneath the 26 Chuck Sweeting.
Yeah, Frankenfield looks like trying to make a charge up to the 7th spot. He kind of
get a little loose.
Yeah, it definitely looks like these guys are going to be fighting the handle on these cars a little bit, so I'm glad they got these 30 laps of practice to get this sorted out a little bit.
And Chuck just backed her down and said, I got nothing to lose. You guys can go out there.
We got a pretty good battle here from, it looks like about 6 on back, or 7th on back, starting with Frankenfield there, and 13 car that had trouble there at the beginning. Looks like he's made a charge back up to the front, all the way back up to the 8th spot now.
Yeah, Thomas Axenham in 8th, and this race has flown by, Rich. We only got 9 laps to go as Blake Neer is opening up to a 2.4 second lead. So Blake Neer is definitely showing his hand in all 30 laps here tonight. So definitely going to be one of the favorites coming into this feature.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that thing set on cruise control, and these races won't take long with these Bristol-esque 17-second laps. Everybody can keep it clean and green.
Hackathorn losing a little bit of ground there as he hits the wall, coming out of turn 2.
Everybody's doing a pretty good job of keeping the car straight, though, as much as it looks like they're fighting it.
So we have 7 laps to go, and it's all Blake Neer. Really, the top 5 has not changed. Blake Neer, Levi Zielinski, Sam Close, Andrew Rucker, and Rocky Boyd all in the top 5. Andrew Rucker having a pretty good run here in P4 right now.
Yeah, it looks like those guys are kind of all like a second and a half apart, too. There's no real battles up front. Everybody's kind of got the car set on, like I said, cruise control earlier, and just riding here to the end of the race.
And this is something, we have a battle for 4th, but what I noticed here, Richard, the gap between the top 10 is amazing. 9 seconds already in a little track like this in 25 laps.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, I think Chuck's one all the way back there in 10th. I think he got slipped up. I don't know if he got the wall, but I think now he's just riding to the end.
Oh, and here goes Rucker. Rucker gets turned by the 25. A Rocky Boyd, and he saves it. No caution. The 39 almost comes up and clips Rucker. But see, Richard, that's what we talked about earlier. If you get any type of contact in the rear, it's going to send you around.
Yeah, there's really no place where you can get in the back side, especially not right there, and especially not in that left rear like that.
It's definitely the worst spot you can get somebody. But good save by Rucker. He didn't lose too much ground. Right now, he's running in 7th. So we have 2 laps to go for Blake Nears. He's trying to catch Wade Lear to put him a lap down.
Yeah, Blake Near has absolutely whooped the field. He's already more than 3 seconds ahead in this first heat.
The white flag in the air. Quick race here. Nice quick heat. Heat number 1, I'm guessing, just like the dual races at Daytona, if you have a clean first duel, it's usually going to be a crazy second one. So this heat number 2 is probably going to be crazy as Blake Near comes off turn number 4. He'll take heat number 1 in the Elite Racing Series Snowball Derby.
Yeah, even right there, he looked like old Blake was chasing the car a little bit off 4 there to the checker flag.
So we'll try to get some interviews here with a couple of these drivers. I know we'll definitely try to get the winner and maybe even Levi and Sam to see their thoughts on the handling of these cars, because we don't really know. We're kind of going in blindfolded. We don't know the handling of these super late models here.
Yeah, we didn't have access to the setup before, so it'd be interesting to hear what these guys say about how the car drove there throughout that race.
As Levi radios in and says, heat number 2, start time 9:41. So we got 10 minutes. If you want me to come in, go down there in the driver's interview and try to interview Blake Near. Blake, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Blake, you definitely look like the fastest car there. You opened up to almost a 3-second lead, picking up heat number 1 win. I know it doesn't really mean much because you got to qualify for the feature, but how was the car out there tonight?
Oh, a little loose coming out of 2 and 4, but overall, not bad.
And 30 laps was with no cautions. Probably was a good telltale sign on how the tires are going to be handling. Did you notice any give up, or was the lap times pretty consistent?
I'm going to say you want to save the right rear for the race. It's probably going to go away pretty quick. So
Definitely. Well, you opened up to a 3-second lead. Pretty convincing victory, actually. Who's some of the challengers? We don't do this league too often, but who's some of the challengers here tonight that you may have to be fighting to win this feature race?
I'd say Thomas Axum is probably going to be the biggest one. He didn't qualify for the race, or for this heat, but he's fast.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and Axum actually had a little bit of trouble early in the race, but he actually ended up coming back and finishing 5th. So Axum will definitely be fast. Well, we'll let you go here, Blake. Good run in heat number 1, and we'll see you in the feature.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Who else should we get, Richard? Levi? Get Levi?
Yeah. Let's let Levi down here.
Ten-4. Got a copy.
Levi, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Levi? P2 here tonight. We just talked to Blake, and he kind of whooped the field over a 3-second lead going into victory. We asked him about the loose condition. He said the car is a little bit loose coming out of the turns. You got to manage the right rear. What were you feeling during that 30-lap run?
Yeah. For me, I just couldn't get the right rear to hook up in, I guess it would be turn 4 here. So I was having a little problem getting the gas down there. So that's where he's kind of whooping my butt for sure. Kind of slipped getting into I think 1 or 2 on that. Anyways, just let him on by, and he got the bottom and couldn't really do anything to reel him back in. Definitely earned track position, probably be a lot here. We're definitely going to be a little bit more probably aggressive in the main, but probably won't be until the end anyways to try to get it done. But overall, he had a good race. I can't say much. I just got flat out beat.
Yeah, but you seem pretty quick. We noticed a big drop off from 5th to actually from 4th all the way down to 10th. You and Sam Close was 3 seconds behind the leader, but everybody else was 7 to 8 seconds, even 10 seconds behind the leader, Blake Near. So the competition gap maybe for this feature might not be as competitive as we thought, but a lot of these guys are probably just kind of riding it out. These 30 laps didn't mean a whole lot. So what's your goal here for these? Is it a 150 lap race?
Yeah, so the main's a 150 lap race. There's gonna be no segments, anything like that. So it's a straight 150. Cautions happen when they happen. We're not gonna reset the field or anything like that. So it should be interesting to see. It's kind of interesting that the first heat went caution free. So I'm kind of surprised by that one. So it may be an interesting heat after, or the main may be interesting after it all, to be honest.
Definitely. And what's your goal going into it? 150 laps is a long time, especially if you get long green flag runs to manage your tires. What's your mindset going into this 150 laps?
Hopefully to survive. Do better than we did last Monday. So that's for sure. I just want to survive probably the first 100 laps and probably kick it up at the last 50. I think maybe start out front and just try to ride it the whole way through. That may be the better safe bet to do instead of riding in the back, to be honest. I'll just have to see how it goes.
Definitely. Well, we hope you have a good run in the feature, and Levi is kind of the guy that kind of put this whole thing together, him and Chad. So definitely thank Levi for putting this on. This is a great event. We love special events, and we hope to see you here in the top 3, maybe in Victory Lane here in just a couple, about an hour.
Yeah, we're hoping so. If this goes well, we probably will do more stuff like this. Be different cars, obviously, and different tracks. So be interesting to see how it goes and see what we can do next.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Levi. We'll see you in a bit.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
I don't see Sam in the room. He's green on the online, so he's in Discord. He's just not in the general discussion area.
Yeah, I don't know if we can talk to him or not, but he had a pretty good run.
Who else is in here?
We can holler at Thomas Axum, who drove himself back up to a top 5 finish there after a little trouble early and starting in the back.
Yeah, let's do him. Is he in the general room?
Well, over 2 on that.
Let's go get Hackathorn. Matt, you got a copy. Sorry, Matt. Sam, you got a copy.
Yeah, get out of here, Matt. What's up, guys?
Hey, Sam. Finished third here in this quick heat. I know it didn't really mean a lot, but what can you take away from heat number 1?
Just trying to feel out what the car is going to do over the long run. As the run went on, I kind of got used to where I wanted to brake at. So just kind of used it as some practice. But everything went pretty smooth.
It seemed like the bottom was the preferred lane, but we saw you guys start drifting up a little bit. Is the preferred lane on the bottom with newer tires and the line drifts up, or will it be on the bottom the whole entire time?
I think you can kind of enter a little bit higher, and then as you're slowing the car down and getting the nose to rotate, you don't want to tuck it down to the bottom and get the straight exit off. The straighter you're exiting off, the more power you can put to it, and get that run up off the corner to carry the most speed. But if you need to, I think you can run on the very bottom from entry to exit for passing and stuff. But I think really the fastest line after you got some laps on the tires was kind of easing it in there.
Definitely, and I've noticed 3OG has you guys got 3 guys in this race here tonight, don't you?
Yeah, actually, Paul, our team owner, he bought our entries into this race, so wanted us to come out and have some fun with the elite racing team, and it's always a pleasure to drive some super late models at a short track.
Yeah, these are definitely some of the funnest cars to run. Well, Sam, we look forward to watching you. I know you're going to put on a heck of a show, and we'll most likely be seeing you up front here when the race is over.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Richard. Well, there was our top 3 guys. Happy we got those guys to talk to us, and Sam is so fast everywhere we go and through iRacing. So it's going to be fun to watch him battle some of these guys that we don't know. I love competition, and I think Blake Neer is definitely somebody that could give Sam a run for his money, give Levi somebody a run for his money, and Blake didn't even mention those guys. He went right to Thomas Axton. He says he's the fastest guy here tonight, so it's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, and Thomas Axum, he made a nice charge there from the back. We talked about. He started way in the back and then had trouble and fell pretty far behind the field, and then was able to drive himself around everybody all the way back up to the 5th place.
Yeah, we can bring on Hackathorn if you want, Carlos. And let's bring on Matt. See what he's got to say. Matt, you got a copy? Maybe Matt doesn't have a copy.
And no Matt.
Well, no Matt. Let's boot him. So that'll be it for the interviews, I guess, for now. As the session's going to be going up here, I think 1 minute, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Apparently 9:41 the session to go up, and we'll get back to another 30-lap heat with a whole nother gang of guys.
And this will be heat number 2. Heat number 2. I don't have the list in front of me. Sorry, I'm not a professional. I don't have a list of drivers in heat number 2. But well, actually, we have Paul. Let's interview Paul before heat number 2 to see what he's got to say. Paul Ross. Paul, you got a copy? Paul's mic is muted.
Nobody wants to talk to us, Johnny.
Dang it. Oh,
There
Paul's
he
there.
is.
Yeah.
Paul, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going?
Not bad. Just hanging out in the old 3-wide TV booth. But we just interviewed Sam, your teammate, and he ended up finishing 3rd. Blake Neer was really fast. I was not anticipating that. He ended up with a 3-second lead. What's your goal going in heat number 2? We never got to interview drivers before the heat, but what's your kind of outlook on heat number 2?
Just try to keep the right rear on it and just try to be smooth. It looked like that's one thing he did is his lap times are real consistent. So hopefully we can start towards the front so we don't have to pass anybody because it looks like passing is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, it looks like, as I was talking to Sam, it looks like the bottom's the preferred line, but you can enter high, so it's going to be definitely hard to pass, but you can probably have to use that bumper a little bit if you want to get around somebody. But 3OG has 3 cars in the field tonight. That's cool to see, to bring over from 3-wide racing into elite racing. So we look forward to seeing you guys run up front.
Yeah, hopefully we can just make it through this heat race and learn a little bit for the main, and then once the main starts, then I guess we'll have to give her hell and see what happens.
That's right. Well, we'll probably be talking to you before or after the feature ends, and good luck tonight here, Paul.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
And I think Carlos dragged in Chad Frankenfield. Chad.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Hey, Chad. What's happening? We've been talking a lot about elite racing. You are actually the founder, I'm pretty sure, of the elite racing series. So you had a pretty good run in heat number 1. What can you tell us about heat 1 for you?
Well, in practice, I really ran a quick lap. It probably would have been about 2nd or 3rd. But then qualifying, for some reason, I just was very conservative. So I ended up starting on the outside lane, and the outside here, you just can't go. So I had to just wait till I got back in line, which was about 9th. I was able to, I think, finish 7th. But I think it's going to be huge as far as where you qualify for the feature, and then track position is going to be absolutely huge. It's really hard to pass, and it seems like once you get on the inside, it's going to be hard for someone to hold the outside long enough to really fend off. So
what you're telling me is you're going to look for a lot of people beating and banging with each other.
yeah, absolutely. I think you're going to get that in the feature for sure. Yeah, it should be an exciting race.
Definitely. We had 30 clean laps, which is good. Hopefully we can have 30 clean laps in heat number 2. But for guys that are watching, we got a lot of guys that are watching this, probably not familiar with elite racing or this event. How did you come up with having a snowball derby?
Well, the Elite Racing League's been around for like 2 years. We have leagues on iRacing, Project Cars 2, and actually NASCAR Heat. So we kind of have leagues for really everybody. We got about 9 active leagues. The Super Late Model League we're going to be starting here. It actually starts tomorrow night. It's a 5-week season. Levi, who's raced with us now for a little bit, actually came up with the idea of just, let's do something different, kind of do something to kick off the season. So we kind of came up with this idea. He's really been the one that's done a lot of it. I've kind of just updated the website and so on. forth. So, all the credit goes to him. So, but yeah, it should be exciting. It's going to be a fun night.
Awesome. Yeah, we love special events here at 3 Wide TV, and definitely with the super late models of short tracks. I always think those guys, these cars and these types of tracks put on the best show. So it's going to be fun to watch here. 150 laps, a lot of laps, so a lot of excitement here.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
All right, Chad. Well, we look forward to seeing you later, and have a good run in the future.
Thank you, sir.
And we are back. I think. Yes, here we are. We're back. You see the sessions up. As you see Jordan Teal in the Teal remodeling car, Teal Homes in the 33, going around the track. That's a nice paint scheme. He actually drove that paint scheme last week as well.
I got the old 2-for-1 deal on that paint scheme.
Got his money's worth. So I'm trying to enter the session.
So far, it looks like we got Paul Ross, kind of as we talked about before, on top of the session. He's the fastest so far, and Justin Krasinski, a guy we haven't talked about yet tonight. We didn't know he was running in Heat 2, but apparently he is. He's second so far. I think he was the champion of this league last year, so we expect him to be fast.
Yeah, Justin was the champion, and we've raced with Justin for many years. He's actually in that triple digit, the 004 car. So we'll. Oh, so Carlos is saying that Justin is the official, so he's just getting some laps in.
Yeah, just having a little fun, I guess, before the race gets started off.
You see Todd Crayon has broke the top 3. He's actually P1. Nathan Velez, a 3-wide racing driver, and P2, and Jordan Teal in 3rd.
I don't know if the graphics caught up yet since he just got in here. I'm still showing Paul Ross top of the leaderboard for this short practice here to start the session. Or actually, now we're in qualifying.
So practice pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, so these guys are going to put up some qualifying laps. Actually, a couple guys have already put up qualifying laps. Tucker Minter went to the top of the charts with a 16:55. Tony Boyd, 16:58. And Jordan Teal with a 16:60. Paul Ross jumps back on a second lap with a 16:53 to take P1 right now.
Yeah, I don't know if second lap's preferred lap or if Paul just missed his first lap, but he definitely made up for it with a real nice time there on a second lap.
As you see, did you see the Greg Biffle Granger car? And the biggest memory I have with that paint scheme, Richard, was it the 2003 or 2002 Pepsi 400 when Biffle won on fuel mileage? There's like 2 cars in the lead lap, and that was the paint scheme he ran that on. Remember that race?
I do remember that race. I don't remember if it was 2002 or 2003, but it was definitely right there in that area. So you get the wall a little bit there, coming across the start-finish line his last lap.
That's Kyle Zimmer. Since he didn't complete the lap, he won't be scored for a lap. So right now it's still Paul Ross in P1, Tucker Minter in 2nd. Jordan Teal goes around on his 2nd lap.
You can definitely see these guys are giving it their all here, trying to lay down a quick lap here in qualifying, try to get a little track position to start this thing off.
And I think Levi ran a 16.50 on his qualifying lap, so pretty close. Paul Ross with a 16.53. Nobody's broken the 4s yet, so that'll be interesting to see if we see somebody break the 4s in qualifying for the feature.
Yeah, I would expect maybe one of those guys to be able to do it. Paul actually ran a lap, a 49 in practice. He was the only guy that was able to break the 50 point in practice, but he was able to do it.
And these guys are not wasting any time as Krasneski is advanced to the next session already. So guys will be lining up. And it looks like Paul Ross is going to take the pole here tonight. We'll have the leaderboard right now, and there it is. It's Paul Ross in P1 starting first, Tucker Minter in 2nd. Starting 3rd, Todd Crayon in the 21, Tony Boyd in the 52. Rounding out your top 5, it's Jordan Teal in the 33, and Nathan Velez, P6.
Going to 7th, we got David Camara at 72, and Rusty Webb, another three-wide guy, 88, rolling off 8th. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if. What happened?
Oh, nobody else put a lap time then. So let's round off that. Who is it? Let's see. Rusty Webb was 8th. Then you got Krasniski, which he's not in it. And that's it. Is that it? No, Kyle
actually,
Zimmer
Kyle
and
Zimmer.
Rocky Boyd.
Yeah, it looks like I think Kyle Zimmer's actually the last one, right? I think Rocky Boyd ran in Heat 1.
Yeah, he raced in Heat 1. So we had 12 in Heat 1.
And looks
And
like we're gonna have 10 in
9.
Heat 2. 9.
Oh, 10.
No,
9, 10, what is it?
I don't know.
12 in Heat 1, 9 in Heat 2. Looks like a total of 21 guys then.
Looks like Johnny Thomas is on top of the leaderboard right now.
I'm quickest right now. I put down a pretty good lap. In my 001 car.
Number 001 on the track, number 1 in your hearts.
That's right.
Johnny Thomas.
That is right. I'm actually going to get on YouTube here right now, and if anybody's participating in the chat, I will read your comments. Hopefully nobody's complaining about our commentating so far, because me and Richard are definitely rusty. Justin and Tanner, they're usually... we were good when we had the DD series, because we were doing it every week, but it takes us a while to get into it.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, and we're trying to get this Discord thing down kind of on the fly.
Yeah, Carlos said you got to use Discord, not TeamSpeak. Got us all messed up. All right, as the cars are rolling off here, it's Paul Ross and the Stars and Stripes paint scheme, Wounded Warriors project. And I'm guessing if Paul does win tonight, just like he did last week, he said he'd give all the money to the Wounded Warriors project, and pretty sure he'll probably do the same here tonight.
Yeah, that's a cool thing that Paul does. Wounded Warrior Project, of course, is a great foundation. And me as a veteran, I really appreciate everything those guys do.
Definitely, and Paul's been supporting that group, I think, ever since I've joined through iRacing. He's always had that paint scheme for at least a couple times during the year, definitely around this time of the year with Memorial Day and the 4th of July. So that's always a nice paint scheme to see.
Yeah, that's a real cool deal. I was talking about good paint schemes out there on the outside of row 1 in the 10 car. Tucker Minter rocking that Brian Clausen paint scheme. Memory of him.
Definitely a cool paint scheme. As the pace car is off, Paul Ross is on it, and we're going green. That inside lane, Richard, though, definitely the place to be on a restart.
Yeah, no doubt. You can see it there. Tucker is able to fight off third place car there of Todd Crayon to be able to hold on to that for now.
Tried to stick his nose into Paul Ross, but Paul Ross shut that door pretty quick. You see, there's a cluster of cars behind Jordan Teal for that 4th spot.
Yeah, it looks like it's like in the first heat, they're kind of starting to feel it out, get a little space between them, go to racing.
Paul's one of the best guys on restarts. If you can pass Paul on a restart, you're doing something right. So Tucker Minter's trying to get around him in that 10 car. But like everybody's been saying, they said, all the drivers we interviewed saying that the track is really hard to pass on. So this would be something to watch for. I think in the feature you're going to see a lot more contact than you will in the heats, just because these races are kind of just getting the feel of everything out.
Yeah, definitely. I think. I mean, these guys had an hour, I think, of practice, but it's a little different once you get out here and you're actually competing lap after lap from a restart.
There was a battle for the 5th spot with Camara and the 52 of Tony Boyd.
Yeah, it looks like for now Camara's going to hold on to that spot.
Is that a Yosemite Sam car in Camara? That's an awesome paint scheme for the 72, Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool paint scheme for sure. Like a little cartoon, a little Saturday morning cartoon fun for your Saturday night racing.
That's right. As all the leaders, 1, 2, 3, actually pretty close together. Paul Ross and Todd Crayon 3rd, separated by just less than a half a second. Cray's trying to look under the 10 car.
Yeah, it looks like all 3 of these guys up front are pretty equal and pretty fast.
going to be tough to pass Paul Ross, though, in that 18 car. It looks like he's starting to pull a little bit of ground on these guys as the 10 car. I don't know if the 10 car, I think he gained some ground right there, but I was wondering if the 10 car was burning up a little bit of its stuff too fast, trying to fend off the 21.
Yeah, it looks like Paul's just out front trying to be smooth for now, but the 10 is definitely still back there knocking on the door as he closes back up on the deck lid there.
We're going to go through the running order here real fast. Kyle Zimmer's 9th, Webb 8th. They're over 5 seconds behind the leaders. And Velez just under 3.2 seconds in 7th. And Tony Boyd 6th. Kamara, your top 5. And everybody else is pretty close together. As we're still paying attention to that battle for the lead there. It's still nose to nose.
Yeah, that's pretty much for battles on the field. In the field, it looks like kind of everybody else has got a couple car lengths between them, just riding as we go back through the order here.
And Tucker might think he's faster than Paul, but he's probably trying to feel like these tracks, this track especially reminds me of Old Bristol, except without the banking, that you have to run that bottom lane. And the only way you can pass the dude is either bump him or get a really, really good drive off. And that's what we're trying to see here is if the 10 car can get a better drive off than the 18, but it's really not looking like it.
Now, it looks like the 10's trying a few different lines here, probably just feeling out what it's like to try to make a pass on somebody that's nearly equal speed to you.
Always fun tracks when the bottom lane is preferred lane, especially a short track, because you usually do get to see some excitement and some tempers flaring. This being a special event. Oh, the 10 car is going to get loose there. I think he hit that apron there and got really, really sideways as the 21's going to make the pass.
Yeah, definitely Todd Crayon took advantage of that and was able to drive around him on the outside. He was able to hold onto it. Looks like he's going to go back at it now.
Let's see if Todd Crayon has anything for the 18 of Paul Ross. You see the battle for 4th here. Kamara's caught Jordan Teal in that 33 car.
Yeah,
Jordan smacks the wall.
Looks like,
and he hits him. And, Teal corrects it.
Around.
Slams the wall. Teal should have just spun that sucker out. Instead, he overcorrected it.
Oh, it looks like it's trashed.
He's crab walking. But the good thing about Jordan Teal is this race, he can just reset and go into the feature with a kind of a clear head. But I'm sure he'll probably remember that from Camara in the 72.
Yeah, I'm sure that Camara didn't mean to turn him there. Just got a little too aggressive here.
Just a little tap in that left rear, like you said with Rucker in the Heat 1 race, is that's not the place to tap somebody.
No, it's not very forgiving there, as you saw. Jordan tried to hang on to it, just got away from him. Looks like Camara came at him both guns blazing there on the hood.
Yeah, old Yosemite Sam. You just saw a couple cars pitting. Jordan Teal was pitting. I think he's pretty much done for the night.
Yeah, I can't
the 16
imagine.
Kyle Zimmer was in. That was something I would like to have seen is we should keep an eye on the 16 of Zimmer, is how can he work his way up through traffic if the tires are falling off that much.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This will be interesting to see a couple guys on fresh tires starting back here in 7th or 8th position, see if they can drive up at all.
There's Rusty Webb in the 88. He's going to get some fresh tires.
And I guess if you're Paul Ross here, you just got to feel like if you can get a little jump here on the start, which usually isn't too tough to do here on iRacing the way that these restarts are set up. I imagine he feels pretty comfortable, especially the 10 having to fight off the 21 now. It looks like the 10s and Paul are pretty even. Maybe the 21's just a half step off of these guys.
Yeah, definitely the track position is definitely key here tonight as the 18 preferred line. I think restarts will be in the all on the bottom. Nobody's going to be restarting on the outside lane unless you got teammates you're working together. But Paul's going to take that inside line here. As Jordan Teal is backed out, so his day in heat number 2 is ended, but he'll be back for the feature. No penalty. No penalty for wrecking in the heats. That's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always cool to have heats that have something on the line, but it's good for these guys that have trouble. That it's no pressure. Just back out. You would think it'd keep the tensions down a little bit.
As the lights are off the pace car, we're going to have one to go here. Let's look at Kyle Zimmer and Rusty Webb. Those are guys on fresh tires. Can they do anything in these last 8 laps to get around maybe either Velez or Boyd for a top 5 finish?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see here. Zimmer starting on the bottom, especially back there in the 4th row. You'd think you'd be able to pick a couple of these guys off.
Definitely. We got an 8-lap shootout here. For heat number 2, Mentor gets really sideways. That's going to open the door up for the 21 of Cray to slip down on the bottom, so that won't be too hard for the 21 car.
Yeah.
Oh, we got contact. The 52 just drove into it. And I guess they threw a caution.
Yeah, we saw
72
this.
of being sideways.
We saw this last week in South Boston too. iRacing really needs to work on this, along with everything else iRacing needs to work on. But cars get sideways and it draws the caution.
It's like if they get at a certain angle, it automatically throws the caution. That definitely shouldn't have been a caution.
No, absolutely not. Got a little damage there to the left front of the 72 from that.
Let's see what happens here. The 15 just kind of drove it in there pretty hard, and the 72 had a nice save there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say that's for sure retribution, but I don't. That was a pretty aggressive move there from the 52.
So there's the 52. Tony Boyd is in the 52. He's up to P4. And Kyle Zimmer, we mentioned him on 4 Fresh Tires. He broke the top 5. And he'll be restarting that inside lane.
Yeah, that was a nice move for him. Looks like he might be in a position to maybe challenge here a little bit. If he can get by a couple of these guys. We're not going to have very many laps to go when we get back to green here, maybe 4 laps. But we'll see if he can pick off a couple more of these guys.
Yeah, it should be 3 or 4 laps before we get the green. Actually, the lights are still on, so we're going to get at least maybe 3 to go before we get the green. And Levi is reporting that the winner were earned $54, right, Carlos? $54.87, Richard.
Approximately.
So,
approximately,
yeah.
54.87.
We're not going to round that off or anything. We're 87 cents for sure.
God.
On the penny.
He's gonna mail you via the U.S. Postal Service 3 quarters, a dime, and 2 pennies.
Oh, so the Heat winners do get something. They get $5.48. Okay, $5.48. And Carlos mentioned to me, least incident points. Heat gets $5.48 as well in the feature.
So it sounds like one of those Heat winners can rip off that feature win. They'll get over $60. I don't know exactly how much over 60. Cause I don't have my abacus handy, but
$60.11. Hopefully, I'm guessing. I'm throwing out a guess there.
I like that.
And Carlos said there's a PayPal fee as well, so you're probably gonna deduct at least $3 to $4 off that.
Plus, eBay takes 10% of every transaction in the whole world. So,
all right, well, we're gonna have a green-white checker here. 2 laps. Paul Ross is P1. Let's see if Tucker Minner can get a little bit better jump. And Ross is away. 2 laps to go.
That's a good jump there. Looks like he's gonna have the 21 down in the 1.
Zimmer's gonna work on the 21 with fresh tires. As Paul Ross pulls away, looks like he's gonna get this victory if he doesn't mess up.
Yeah, I don't think Tucker will even be able to get back to his back bumper here. See if the 16 can do anything with this 21 on those fresh tires.
The 21 lost a little bit of ground coming out of turn 2. The 16 makes a dive underneath him, but it does not work. And it's going to be Paul Ross winning heat number 2. He'll collect $5 and whatever cents.
I think it's 48.
48 cents.
48. Almost an even $5.50.
That's a good payday for Paul here. Heat number 2. Tucker Minner in second. And if you get second place in the main, Carlos said, you get $27.44. Third place, $10.97. Fourth place, you ain't getting anything.
$0.00.
All right, we'll start. We'll get back to seriousness here. With Paul Ross. And Carlos just mentioned he's whipping out numbers all over the place. Carlos said the total purse is $100 and what? $109.75.
It's like a cryptocurrency Twitter account in here.
And Rowdy just posted the main will start in 10 minutes. So we got 10 minutes to do some interviews. We interviewed Paul Ross before, but we should get to Tucker Menor and Todd Crayon. They finished second and third. We'll get to those guys first. Richard, do you want to interview some of those guys?
Sure, absolutely.
All right, we'll go down there. Let's go down to the infield.
All right, here we go.
Man, that was a
We're
quick
all
run.
here. Oh, we're so fast. The Usain Bolt's of the broadcasting booth right here.
Right from the booth all the way down to the track. Let's interview Tucker here, Carlos.
Tucker, Richard up in the booth. You got a copy? All right, Tucker. It looks like you had a pretty good run there in Heat 1. It looks like you and Paul were pretty even. I know you got down there on the apron a little bit, got a little loose. Tell us about your run there in Heat 1.
It was a pretty good run in Heat 1. Didn't have a whole lot of handling issues other than the car being a bit tight. I was trying to pass the guy ahead pretty cleanly. I didn't want to run him over on a race like that. So I was just trying to bide my time until he got loose off the corner. But then I hit the apron instead.
Yeah, and I guess you said the guy in front of you. We're familiar with Paul, but I guess you're not. I guess you're a regular here in this series. Tell us about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, this is my first race in the series. I just showed up for this.
Okay. You do a lot of racing in the super late models?
Yes, sir. I was second overall in the official series last season.
Oh, excellent. So got a little bit of a short track ringer in here for this race.
Good to see.
How's your outlook for the main here? What are your thoughts going into the main?
I think it's going to be about saving tires and staying out of trouble, taking care of the right rear, and trying to bide your time to get past people.
Okay. Well, good run there in Heat 1. Good clean racing there up front. It looks like you're pretty fast. And good luck going in the main.
All right. Thank you.
All right, as we see Sam Close jumps back in an interview. We don't want to talk to Sam again, so we're gonna boot him back out. Tucker seemed like a cool guy, and it's cool to see guys that aren't familiar to anybody in the league joining this. So old Rowdy must have did his job of getting some guys out here to make this event. So it's cool to see some newbies out here.
Yeah, obviously Tucker, a little bit of a ringer, like I said there. Second overall in super late models on iRacing. That's really kind of saying something.
Yeah, and third place was Todd Crayon. I do not see him online. Todd does not want to talk to us or talk to anybody.
Todd joins a long list of guys that don't want to talk to us.
Nobody wants to talk to us except Paul.
Hey,
Paul wants to talk to us. Paul's the
Big
winner.
money
of Heat
ball.
2. Heat 2 winner, Paul. Pretty much you predicted everything, and it came true. You track position, starting on the pole, good lap for you for qualifying. And I'm thinking, and I don't know if you have the same opinion, qualifying is going to be super important tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be really important. I actually messed up my first lap real bad. I got real loose into turn 3 on the first lap, and luckily I was able to run about a tenth and a half quicker my second lap, which during practice I couldn't run a faster lap my second time around. So I'm glad that worked out. But yeah, for the main, definitely going to have to be starting up front because passing seems like it's going to be about impossible. I think Rusty took 2 tires on the first caution and then took the other 2 on the second caution, and he wasn't able to really do anything. So
yeah, we noticed that with Kyle Zimmer as well. He took I think he did the same strategy, taking 2 tires, and then he did basically taking 4 tires altogether. And he got up to, I think, the 4th position. So the tires really don't matter. And it was a 20-lap run, which usually 20 laps your tires should be pretty worn, but it wasn't in this case. And we were also talking, Paul, about your paint scheme, the Wounded Warriors project. You've had that on for quite a while now. You've been supporting the group. And can you talk a little bit about us and your plans if you do win tonight?
Well, so far, pretty much any special event race that I run in the super late model, I run this paint scheme. And if whatever money I do make is going to get donated directly to them. So with winning that heat race, I think it was a little over $5. So that money will go towards them. And hopefully we can get the $54 or whatever the main pays to donate that to them as well.
Awesome, Paul. That's a 54.87, Carlos said. So at
Perfect.
87 cents. But it's a cool little program you do, and you're definitely racing for a good cause.
Yeah, it's amazing what they do for all the people that sacrifice, everything to keep this country safe. So there's some pretty cool videos on YouTube and on TV and everything showing everything that the Wounded Warriors Project does for those guys and gals. So definitely check it out. If you can donate $1, donate $1. If you can donate more, that'd be great too. But every little bit goes to a good place.
Awesome, Paul. Well, we look forward to seeing you run here tonight, and have a good run in the future.
Thanks, and hopefully we can talk to you after this thing.
Yep, for sure. All right, Richard. Well, it looks like the feature is going to be rolling off here in a couple minutes. I don't think the session has opened up yet. We can always do more interviews. Carlos, can you hear us in here? Oh, so Carlos is actually on the broadcast right now.
And we're learning how Discord works a little at a time.
I hate this
Carlos.
Discord thing.
Oh, Discord can suck it.
Elite Racing is going to send a message to Carlos being like, man, these 2 guys you got sucked. I think we should get our money back.
Have these 2 guys ever seen a computer before one time?
If Kyle Zimmer's watching the lineups, he just said the lineups are not set by the heats. You have to qualify again for the feature. So is Kyle Zimmer, Tucker Minner, Thomas Axum, was he the favorite?
Thomas is the guy that drove up to 5th in the first heat.
Yeah. Let's look. Well, here's Rowdy. Oh, Rowdy's gone.
He gone.
Let's bring Thomas Axum. Thomas, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Thomas? A lot of guys are saying you were the fastest guy here tonight. You didn't qualify for heat number 1, but you kind of made the most passes of anybody here so far. Starting from the back, getting the top 5 in heat number 1. You were the only guy that kind of made passing work. A lot of guys are saying that qualifying is going to be super important. Track position is going to be super important. Tire wear isn't too big of a deal. What's kind of your outlook going into this?
To be honest with you, if you really look at it, going heat 1, lap 1, going into 1, I got dumped by my own teammate, and I fell about 6 or 7 seconds back. Came through the pack again and passed my teammate. Caught him by like almost a half track. So I didn't practice a lot, but I don't know. I feel like I had this down, and I'm about to show it in the race.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Richard, you caught that, right? When Thomas went sideways going into turn 1 or turn 3.
I didn't catch the start of it, but we talked about it at the beginning of the race how he was pretty far back. 2 or 3 laps in the race, but he made a nice run up there to the front as we clicked off the lefts there, going caution free.
That's definitely impressive. Thomas going from 12th to 5th with a huge disadvantage on the first lap there. So for the feature, 150 laps, it's a long race. Is your goal just kind of stay clean here for the first 100 maybe, and for the last 50 go for it?
I'm not even sure where I'm starting, but wherever I start, wherever I'm starting, I'm going to the front. I don't know where I'm starting. I'm going to the front. No, I'm going to the front first 50 laps.
Awesome.
Mark my words. Mark my words.
Mark his words.
50 laps.
Well, actually, Thomas, you have to. I'm just reading. You have to qualify. So the heats were not set. The heats did not set the lineup for the feature. So you have to
so
qualify
I can just run the fastest lap and go P1 and just start on the pole?
for sure. Yes.
Oh, word. All right.
You just wake up in the morning and fist pure excellence.
Yeah, I try.
Well, Thomas, he's not short on confidence. So we look forward to having you. Maybe in victory lane here tonight. You're one of the fastest guys here tonight. So thanks for taking
Yes,
your
sir.
time out.
See you guys soon.
Yep. How about Thomas Axum?
Well, apparently he's going to the front, or he's just starting up there and staying there.
I don't even have to talk him up. He's already talking himself up.
The Kyle Busch of the Elite Racing Snowball Derby.
Yes, we can talk to you. Richard, do you want to talk to him?
Sure. Hey, David, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Not too bad, and you?
Yeah, all right. We're just talking about. Well, let's talk about Heat 2 first. Looks like you had a little contact on the front end of the car, and then on the back end of the car, is that he went on. You want to talk about that? No. All right.
I don't think he wants to talk about that, Richard.
I don't think he wants. What would you like to talk about, David?
I don't know.
All right. Well, let's talk about your paint scheme then. We took notice of that as the race went on. You want to tell us about your paint scheme a little bit?
I did it myself as far as the clock on the hood. Yosemite Sam is the clock that I put on this week. Next week it could be a different clock. Clock's by Christopher. I own the company. It's my sponsor. So that's why there's a clock on the hood. Other than that, there's really no other reason for it.
Oh, that's cool. Get a little plug in there for your company, and
Yep.
I guess they can look you up online then, right?
They certainly can. Clocksbychristopher.com.
All right, well, hopefully you get a little plug there for your business. Keep everything running, keep the bills paid, and good luck going into the heat here.
Thanks. I'm sure he's mad, but I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't. I'll get over
Robin's racing.
Well, it wasn't rubbing. I mean, I hit him, and I didn't think I hit him that hard, but he was already kind of squirrely, so whatever. It is racing, but I didn't do it on purpose.
I'm sure Jordan wasn't too upset about that. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I don't race like that.
it.
All right, David. Well, good
he's
luck
gone.
to you. And he's gone. So good luck to David. David kind of didn't really want to answer that question.
I don't know if he just
Finally
I don't know if
got
it's
around to it.
little mic issue, or I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it seemed like went full radio silence there when I asked him. Yeah, definitely some interesting developments leading into this main.
As I'm loading the session up right now, Carlos is actually already in here. As you see, everybody, we are live. 7 minutes left before the main event, the 150-lap Snowball Derby by Elite Racing Series, owned by Chad Frankenfield. And the chat has been pretty active so far on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. We have 50 subscribers, so we're getting up there.
Yeah, we're getting internet famous on YouTube, like Kim Kardashian.
I'm looking through the leaderboard now. Let's see. As we have 7 minutes left, Chad Frankenfield. Actually, it's Tucker Minder that just posted the fastest lap in practice. Tucker, then Chad, then Thomas. I'm really interested, Richard, to see how this Thomas Axum runs here tonight after his confidence that he was displaying.
Yeah, obviously he feels like there's not even a challenge out here. We've seen a lot of really fast guys. I know he made a good run up there in Heat 1 after not being able to post a qualifying lap. So maybe we can get a qualifying lap posted for the main here. Pulling back up to YouTube right now. As you can see, cars on the track here. Practice so far. Trying to get the session pulled up here so I can.
Well, my mic wasn't working. I'm sorry about that. But Richard, I was mentioning that we could make a pick for the winner. We've seen 2 heats here so far. So I was going to make my pick. And looking over this 21 car field, I'm going to go with a 3-wide racing regular, the number 18 of Paul Ross.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty rock solid pick. I mean, I kind of want to pick Thomas Axum based on the fact that he feels like he's going to take the belt to these kids out here tonight. But
he lobbied you to pick him.
He definitely did. I think I'm going to go with the Heat 1 winner, even though he kind of warned us about Thomas Axum too.
Heat 1 winner was...
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up on the list right here. But I believe the Heat 1 winner was... Blake Neer. Yeah, that's right. Blake
on the
Neer.
first seat.
Woo! They're out of brain aneurysm for a second.
And one thing that we always do when me and Richard are up in the booth is we play the Star-Spangled Banner. And we got 4 minutes left before the race starts, so let's bring her down to trackside for the Star-Spangled Banner. What an awesome national anthem here tonight for the Elite Racing Series Snowball Derby, Richard. And we're closing in on the start here with only 2 minutes left in practice. The field have all run practice laps with Dalton Collins finally breaking that 16.5 bracket barrier. He actually posted 16.49. He's the fastest car on the track. And Richard, man, this is going to be a fun race, a long race, 150 laps. But based on what we've seen in the 2 heats, it should be a pretty competitive race.
Yeah, the lap times here at the top. I mean, you're talking about top 5 guys, or kind of all the guys we're expecting, all within less than a tenth of a second of each other. So I expect a lot of real close racing up here in the front. Thomas is going to have to buckle up and pick up a couple hundredths of a second here to fulfill the gauntlet he threw down here before the race started.
Yeah, Thomas said he's going to win pretty much everything, including that big payday of $54 and something cents.
I had to Google it, make sure Thomas didn't win the Sonoma race today.
Get on Racing Reference.
Racing Reference got Thomas the DNQ today at Sonoma.
Dang it. All right, here's a top 5. Frankenfield's 5th, Paul Ross 4th, Tucker Minner in 3rd, Axon in 2nd, and Dalton Collins is your leader in practice so far. 1 minute left before we start qualifying. As we just see, it looks like pretty much, I'm watching the board and everybody's crashing right now. Same close on the track, trying to get some last-minute laps in.
Yeah, pretty much it looks like a demolition derby right here on the live feed. Go to the YouTube chat here. It looks like we got a little a fan of the Boyd brothers. I guess they're brothers, father-son team. I'm not real sure. Rocky and Tony. Old Naxar diecast series. Says go Boyds.
Go Boyds. And he's mentioning Tony Boyd and Rocky Boyd. Rocky and Tony.
The Boyd brothers.
It's a nice little tagline right there.
Like
Boyd
that.
brothers.
That's a throwback to the 80s NASCAR nicknames.
Got the Boyd brothers. I could just hear Ken Squires saying that on repeat 10 to 15 times every race.
The Boyd and Boyd show.
It's the Boyd and Boyd show coming out of 4. And then we have somebody on YouTube, Wild Bill reference, and 3Y TV will always be known by Wild Bill.
Oh, rest in peace, Wild Bill.
And here we go. Here's qualifying for the Snowball Derby. First car out, Chad Frankenfield, the owner of the Elite Racing Series. Riding that high lane, he's going to get a good run off of 4, get some momentum. We ride along with him, and he doesn't look like he liked his lap. He's going to shut her down and do another one.
That's a good thing about iRacing. You can just shut it down. Anytime you don't like the way that's getting set up, give it another run.
It's kind of like the equivalent. Actually, it's a lot better than. Remember back in the day when guys would spin out in qualifying and they'd loop it around and go all the way back around and then try their lap again? That's what it reminds me of. But those guys really burned off their tires when they used to spin out like that.
That's old school NASCAR right there. Now you'd probably tear the bottom out of the car if you spun it out.
You'd be done. I remember one race, and I'm on a tangent right now, but Kevin Harvick did that one time back, and it was 2003 or 2004, qualifying the top 10, and that was the most spectacular thing I think I've ever seen in qualifying, is somebody loop it and then qualify in the top 10.
Yeah, I think that Harvick kid might be pretty good. Keep an eye on him over the next couple of years. Might win a championship. Watching in practice here, I've seen a couple. I saw Rusty Webb. He looped it in practice. So far, it looks like Dalton Collins laying down another good lap. I don't even know where he finished in the heat, but
I was just gonna say I don't even remember talking about Dalton, but he's the quickest guy so far. Did Dalton just register like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, I think Dalton was supposed to be in the second heat. I don't remember talking about him at all, so I don't know.
What happened, Richard, is Dalton was listening to the broadcast, and he heard all that money that we were throwing at him. And he just registered real late, and now he's in it.
Dalton came from the depths of the internet to go to the top of the leaderboard here.
And it's a fast lap by Collins, a 16:40, a lap we have not even been close to today. The laps we've seen is kind of Tony Boyd in 4th with a 16:52, but Paul Ross is 2nd and Blake Neer, 2 heat winners, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, and I'm having to go to page 2 of the leaderboard here on iRacing to find Thomas Axum down in 14th position. So he's gonna have a little work cut out for him to drive that thing to the front in the first 50 laps.
Thomas said book it that he's going to be in the lead by lap 50.
Well,
we'll see if that comes true. I'm going to put some money on it, Richard. I don't think he's going to be in the lead.
Yeah, I think that's probably plus 2,400 probably. We'll have to check the line in Vegas.
Check the line. Right now, if I'd have to put a Vegas line on, it's probably the 2 heat winners that are the favorites, Blake Neer and Paul Ross.
Yeah, and we see those guys are up front. I'm very interested to see how Dalton runs here. Able to run the fastest lap in practice, and we'll back it up with the lightning quick lap in qualifying there.
Yeah, 16:40 in practice. He ran a 16:48, so pretty close. He was fastest in practice as well. So this Dalton Collins kid, maybe he's pretty good. Carlos is telling me to check these comments on YouTube.
And looks like we got one guy willing to put $20 on Thomas Exum out by lap 7. So
20 laps out,
Thomas
$20.
Morris.
Thomas Morris said 20 laps. $20. He'll be out by lap 7.
If Thomas was truly in the spirit of the event, he would have said $20.32.
And we also have to thank Thomas Morris, since he's right here listening to us, that he has made a spectacular graphic package for 3 Wide TV, as you see on the top of the screen. All those fancy little features that you see with the blue and the blacks. We love it. 3 Wide TV has really improved, and a lot of it has been because of Thomas Morris. So thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, we'll take this opportunity too. I know we're kind of drunk white trashing up the event here, but
I put on the chat that we weren't drunk. I promised everybody.
Oh, well, just buzzed white trashing the event then.
And how about this? Is this big news? Yes. Josh Personet has just commented in the chat. He said EOL for Dalton for not racing in the heat. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they're going to do that or not.
Well, that'll put Paul Ross on the. Well, I guess actually it would move Blake near to the pole, based on the way iRacing does this.
Yeah, and they're confirming it. Dalton Collins is going to the back.
Well, that'll give him a little.
Yeah, it's going to move Blake.
To
Got to move Blake up to P1 as Paul's going to start on the outside.
Dalton will have to run down Thomas and follow him to the front.
Cameron Rich just said he'll second that bet. He puts another $20 on it. So we got $40 that.
I don't know if they're betting each other.
Done.
I'm not sure who they're betting, but.
And here's the grid. We got a lot of cars, so we've got to do this fast. Richard, I'll do the first 5 rows. You do the next 5. Starting first, actually, he's not going to start first, but it's Dalton Collins with a blistering lap of the 1640, and starting the outside of him is Paul Ross in the 18. Starting third, which most likely will be your pole sitter, Blake Neer in the 14, Tony Boyd in the 52 starting fourth. Then we go to row number 3. From California, it's Nathan Velez and Hackathorn starting P6. Starting 7th, Levi Zielinski in the 97, and in the 26, starting 8th, it's Chuck Sweeting. Rounding out row number 5 is David Camara in the 72, Rusty Webb in the 88.
Go to row 6 here. Got Kyle Zimmer, and that Greg Biffle throwback. Starting 11th, Sam Close. 12th, I expect him to be able to drive up towards the front here. We'll see. Tucker Minter will roll off 13th in the 10 Super Late Model. And starting 14th, Ricky Bobby, a.k.a. Thomas Axum. Starting 15th, Rocky Boyd in the 25 car. And rolling off 16th, the league administrator, Chad Frankenfield. 17th, Andrew Rucker in the Teal 6 car. And starting 18th, number 21, Todd Crayon. And rolling off 19th, after a little trouble in the heat, we'll see if he can rebound here, Jordan Teal. And rolling off 20th in the 03 car, Johnny Thomas's own Wade Lear.
Wade needs to pick it up a little bit, but starting 21st, it's the 39, Max Cookson. And I think that's it. Personet is actually going to be starting 22nd, the rear of the field, in the 23 car. As the field is rolling off, we're going to have 150 laps here tonight. I'm getting kind of pumped up now. Took me a while to get pumped up, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I expect us to get a lot of good racing here. Should be able to really put down a good race here. 150 laps. They kept it pretty clean. Actually, we didn't actually have an accident through both races. We had a car get sideways and cause a caution, but we had one accident. Jordan Teal got the wall a little bit, but should be a good run here.
Pace car lights are off. The 14 is going to have the inside row. He's going to have the advantage. He'll be the pole sitter. That's Blake Neer. Velez is going to have a good starting spot. He'll move up to P3.
Yeah, we'll see how this shuffles up the field here. Got some guys that are faster than some guys that they're outside of here. So that'll be a good start.
So here we go, 150 laps. Near's on the throttle. We're green flag. Near gets a really good jump there as Paul Ross filters in behind him.
Yeah, Near was definitely able to clear the field there. It's going to have a nice little start out here.
It's a big cluster behind all those guys. Big battle for the 5th spot. Velez trying to hold off the 97 of Zielinski.
And we know from experience, Levi's not afraid to use the chrome horn if he needs to get around somebody, so we'll see if it resorts to that.
Now he coined himself Rowdy, so he's got to be pretty aggressive as he gets it around Velez. Velez is way up there. He's going to lose multiple spots. That's not where you want to be.
Yeah, it looked like Nathan pulled over to let Levi by, and then now it's just going to be a freight train effect on him before he can get back down to that bottom.
16 passes Velez, and he's going to hit the wall. Velez hits the wall, and he's going to get turned by Chuck Sweeting. Velez comes back into traffic. Rucker hits on Velez into the outside wall, and the caution's out.
Oh.
That was a big compound effect right there.
Yeah, Nathan just looked like he was trying to do the right thing. Let that first car by, and he never really recovered from it.
He was probably losing quite a bit of speed going into that turn. Chuck did not anticipate it. Gave him a little bit of a bump. And then Velez slid down and collected Rucker. Luckily, everybody in that wreck we know, so we commentated it all right.
Yeah, hey, 1 for 1 on wrecks so far and names.
That was a good job. Actually, 3 for 3. Carlos have had all 3 wrecks live. We've missed no wrecks so far. So good job for Carlos.
And we haven't been a commercial on any of them yet, so we're at least one up on Fox and NBC.
Carlos can make it easy and just do like an in-car camera, and he'll be fine. It'll be just like Fox. As you see, the 5 car, Sam Close got some damage. Sam, in my opinion, was going to be one of the favorites here tonight. And his front end's all wrinkled up. Rucker looked like he got hit pretty hard, but the damage, I don't see a whole lot of damage on that 6 car.
No, it looks pretty minimal. It looks like he should be able to bounce back from that. Now, you would imagine he'll have some time to get these things fixed up a little bit as you see Chuck going in there. It looks like he didn't really get any damage.
I'm not too sure what Chuck is doing. Maybe just getting some right side tires. And if you guys do not know, you cannot take 4 tires and get out in time before you lose a lap. So what you see a lot of guys do is they'll take right side tires, come on around, and they'll take left side tires the next time around.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time here on this little track to make a pit stop. And these super late model crews, not exactly NASCAR caliber.
Oh no, they're local guys.
Just old
blue collar workers.
Old Lloyd and Bob from the tire shop down the road changing tires here.
Lloyd and Bob's. Where's this at? This is in
Florida. Yeah.
Pensacola. No, I know it's in Florida. It's in Pensacola, right?
Sure. Jose Manuel.
Pensacola, Florida, I think is where Five Flag Speedway is. As we're under caution here for a little bit of an incident. About 3 cars involved. Looked like Nathan Velez got the worst end of it. As Blake Neer is your leader. He's led every lap here tonight so far. We're only on lap number 10. We got a really, really long way to go.
Yeah, I expect, for the most part, there it seemed like everybody's being pretty respectful. That was, like you said, I think Chuck just got, wasn't anticipating him to be checked up that much in front of him. Chuck's a pretty clean racer. We've raced with him for a while, so I'm sure that was nothing intentional on his part.
And the lights are off. The pace car's in. We're going to get green flag racing again. It's Blake Neer taking the lead. And Chuck's going to, actually, that's Paul in second. He's going to try to get down on the bottom, and he'll do that. So Paul's going to be second. And the 52 car of Tony Boyd, one of the Boyd brothers, is P3.
Yeah, the Boyd's making a little show in
somebody's
here.
Off the pace. The 14's off the pace. He's came into pit road. The leader, Blake Neer, in pit road.
That is definitely not what we expected there.
I'm just getting confirmation Blake Neer was black flagged. Not too sure why he was black flagged. And that will definitely put Blake Neer out of this race to win unless he can get some laps back.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to make a stop and go They'll at least be one lap down.
Not
If
too
not
sure what was
more.
happening. We got 3 wide battling between the 13 of Axum and the 39 is up in the wall. This is a big group of cars. 13 really aggressive there. This is a big pack, Richard. Side by side, about 4 rows deep.
It looks like everybody's doing a pretty good job here. Racing pretty clean. A little bump
Whoa.
back there. It looks
Teal
like
got hit
Yellow's
by
onto it.
somebody. Teal got hit by that white car.
Yeah, the 23 car.
That was Personet.
Ooh, Teal gets a wall a little bit there too.
So these restarts definitely really exciting. Action everywhere. Chuck Sweeting trying to work his way up through there.
Yeah, Chuck trying to rebound from having to make those pit stops after that contact, but makes a pass there. Looks like Chuck's up to the 15th spot.
But so far, the biggest news of this race, Blake here being black flagged. I don't know if he jumped the start, if he changed lanes. Not too sure why they would black flag him.
And
But
you know
Blake,
what?
Black flagged.
You know, now talking about it going back, I don't know what the rules are of this, if they're the same as 3 wide, but it did look like he went straight up to the top lane coming off of 4 there as he took the green flag. And then,
So the rolling is probably changing lanes too quick.
and now 2 laps down, so he's gonna have to fight. I mean, right now nobody else is a lap down, so if you can get a caution. Actually, disregard it. Looks like Nathan Velez is actually 1 lap down riding, so he'll be in the lucky dog position for now.
Yeah, so Blake's going to need a couple, 2 or 3 cautions at least to get back on that lead lap. He was definitely one of the fastest cars here tonight. It's a tough break for the 14 car.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch if he can hang on here and tough it out and see if he can get a good finish out of this.
As it's Paul Ross continuing to lead. Second, Tony Boyd. Over a 1.5 seconds behind Paul Ross. So Paul Ross has opened that gap up a little bit. And if we noticed one thing in the heats is there was a lot of differences in the gaps between 1st to 10th. So I'm expecting Paul will start catching lap traffic here pretty quick.
Yeah, as we watch the 39-25 battle back here for the 8th position. That's the other Boyd brother in the 25, Rocky, battling with Max Cookson.
Yeah, Cookson trying to look underneath. Rocky cannot make that work just yet.
As Levi looks like he's going to make a bid for 2nd place here, all over the back of Rocky's brother Tony.
And usually when you see a big gap between somebody and then that other guy has a lot of cars behind him, it means he's holding a lot of cars up, and Levi's trying to get around that 52 of Tony Boyd. As you've seen Thomas Axum, he's worked his way all the way up to 6th. So he's starting to come through the pack.
Yeah, and you can see these guys fighting that loose off condition. It's really hard to get a run on somebody if you can't get a good solid drive off, even if you're a little bit faster than the car in front of you.
Hackathorn almost made contact with a 72 of Kamara. Kamara's running a good race right now. He's in P4. Hackathorn being patient. But I think that 13 car is not going to be patient. He puts his nose down in there. He'll take the 5th spot.
That's Thomas Axum. Looks like he's trying to make the charge that he promised at the beginning of the race here up to 5th place.
He's halfway through, 26 laps. He's got another 25 more laps to do this. He's only 3.5 seconds back.
I don't know if he's going to make it to the lead, but it looks like he's going to try to make a bid to make it to 2nd. Levi's almost in a position where he needs to hurry up and get around that 52 car.
52 car definitely not making it easy on Levi. As Thomas is going to look, he's going to poke his nose underneath the 72. Same with Levi. 2 battles here, one for 2nd and the other for 4th.
Yeah, 2 good battles on the track here. And this is kind of the result of, like you talked about, the 52 car being a little bit slower, but being able to get a little track position for qualifying.
And the 18 of Paul Ross definitely loving it. He's opened up his lead to 3 seconds on these guys.
Yeah, Paul looks like he's really hammering these guys as they ride around behind the 52 here.
13 can't get the run off. The 52 is in the wall. He's spinning. He's going to get hit there. If he didn't get hit, it's surprising.
It looks like he might have escaped that with minimal damage.
I'm guessing he went into turn 1 and hit that inside wall. It creeps up on you in a hurry. See if that's what happened. No, he got loose right around the start-finish line.
Yeah, well, we've seen that before. You get loose and you fight it for a while. These cars don't really like to settle once they get a little quirky.
It's an amazing job by everybody not running into him, as Tony Boyd once was running second a couple seconds ago. Now he's in the back.
Honestly, if you watch this is a really good job by Tony Boyd. And really anybody that iRaces on here watching that, you can take that as a good example of what you do not to cause a big wreck. Because he for sure could have kept fighting that thing down into 1, came back up on the track.
We're seeing lots of cars coming down pit road to get some new. These aren't Goodyears. I'm guessing these are probably Hoosier tires. New Hoosier tires on these cars. And Paul Ross stayed out. Same with Kamara. And we have 2 cars that stayed out on the track. It is the 18 of Paul Ross and Kamara. The 26, 16, and the 15 all pitted 1 lap later. Now, Richard, do you like this strategy, 32 laps in, of Paul Ross being the leader, not coming in and getting tires?
Yeah, I don't know if Paul Ross just got caught off guard there. Didn't expect that many guys to pit this early in the race. I mean, I guess they only have, 28 laps on the tires. But if he did get caught off guard, I mean, he's gonna have to fight now for a little while until everything kind of evens out.
Look how focused Paul looks in that car.
Yeah, those baby blue eyes, just laser focused on the track.
Paul definitely wants that victory. As you know, a thing that I felt last week in running the 3-Ride Racing All-Star race was track position was huge in these cars. You wouldn't think so, being on a short track, but clean air is definitely really important. And with South Boston, though, the middle line was the preferred line. So on older tires, you can make that work because those guys couldn't pass you on the bottom. Here, you need drive off to make passes, and with fresh tires, that definitely will help you. I think with just 2 cars that stayed out, I'd have to say Paul's probably a sitting duck if anybody can get a nose underneath him.
Yep. Paul's going to need to get a good jump here on the restart. Try to get a little distance. Maybe he can get that 3rd place car, Matt Hackathorn, to battle. And I would imagine Matt was kind of back a little bit in the back too. So maybe he took 2, or some of these other guys took 4.
I'm guessing the first guy took 4 tires was probably Levi, and he's P6 right now, unless Hackathorn got a better pit stop. But the pace car lights are off. Paul Ross is going to jump on it here, and let's see if Hackathorn has anything for him.
Right now, it looks like Paul gets clear in the 1.
Can Kamara fight off Hackathorn on the top? It's not going to do it. Hackathorn's going to get the clear edge here. Almost 3 wide back there.
Yeah, some pretty aggressive racing in the field there.
Oh, here we go. Woo! Levi almost ran into the 39 of Cookson.
Yeah, these guys are treating this like a NASCAR restart, getting all they can get here.
Sam got shuffled out. Oh, and Levi hard into the wall. He's going to lose a lot of positions. Levi was the first one on 4 tires, too. He's going to get shuffled all the way to the back there.
And that's going to open the door for I know Thomas.
Sam got sideways, too. Sam got pushed out of the way by Teal.
Teal not afraid to use a bumper there, but everybody keeps it going straight.
A lot of contact here on this restart.
Yeah, a lot of aggression here. Only 40 laps into this 150 lap feature.
And we're probably 5 laps into this restart. Kamara started second on old tires. He's all the way back to 11, so old tires not looking too good for the 72 of Kamara.
No, and I mean, a little bit of that's attributed to the fact that he was running, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th to start with. Some of these guys are faster than him, even on even tires, but you add in these fresh tires, not even close.
Definitely, and I think Tucker Minner looking inside of Hackathorn for second. They're staying pretty close to Paul, so Paul's not pulling away like he did before.
No, Paul's only a half second ahead of him. He's basically just held on to the edge he gained on that restart.
And there's a caution. It's Sam Close. Sam Close into the inside wall, coming out of turn 4. He'll bring out the caution. Did Sam just get loose, or do you have help? Looks like he just got loose.
Yeah, as you watch the replay here.
Oh, Chuck. Chuck again.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck Sweeting with contact with Sam Close, just taking him out. Sam tried to save it, and if there's anybody that can save a race car, it's Sam Close, and he just could not save that one here.
No, that was a weird place, too, for Chuck to get to Sam.
Coming out of turn 4, you don't see contact. You see contact going into turns, not too much coming out of the turns.
Yeah, Chuck must have just had a huge run there and misjudged. These cars are really wider than they feel like from the driver's seat, from my experience last week.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, definitely. I feel the same experience. As we got some cars pitting. I know I saw Levi come down pit road. He had a lot of damage when he hit the outside wall. It's Paul Ross, still the leader. He did not come down.
Paul's apparently got that strategy. He's sticking to it. I mean, at this point, not many guys are going to pit, so he's decided that track position's a lot more important than tires right now.
The only thing I could see Paul, if he did pit, was probably if we got a caution around 75 to lap 90 is probably the best time for Paul to pit. Maybe breaking this race down in just 2 segments, pit halfway, and you'll be done with it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're Paul, I mean, you got to at least run, 25, 30 more laps and feel pretty confident at least the majority of the guys behind you are coming with you when you go down pit road, because you get in the back here, you get shuffled back to 15th, 16th, it doesn't matter how fast you are. It's going to be real tough to pass these guys coming back up.
And some notes that we got to mention, Velez, he's back on the lead lap, actually running in 14th place. Blake Neer 1 lap down now, so he has got 1 lap back. So all he needs is 1 more caution to get that lucky dog. As we see, Rusty Webb is a lap down as well in 21st.
Yeah, it looks like Rusty tried to beat the pace car out and didn't quite do it.
That probably means Rusty was trying to take 4 tires in 1 stop, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and you can kind of do that if you're in the lead, but you got to be probably in the top 5, and you're still barely going to beat the pace car out. If you're past that, you're basically stuck on a 2-tire strategy.
Should get the 1 to go here on lap 46. Yes, we do. So we'll get the restart. Lap 47 of 150. As Tucker Minner trying. And somebody threw the lights back on. So we're not going to go green right now. Something must have been a little hairy back there in the pack for them to throw the lights back on it.
Probably waiting for old Rusty Webb to get shuffled back through. You can see everybody's still trying to pass him. Get him back to the back of the pack.
Rusty's a member of the 3OG Racing family. As we should be going to green right now, Richard.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to come back around here and get back to some fast racing.
Not pacing.
Not fast pacing.
So here we go. It's Paul Ross in first, Tucker Minner in second, Matt Hacklethorne in third, and the very confident Thomas Axon in fourth. Paul Ross is on it. We're green flag again, lap 48.
We talked about Thomas. He's almost fulfilled his prophecy here, up to 3rd place now.
He needs to get the lead in 2 laps, or Thomas Morris is going to be dishing out some cash. Oh, that's right. So if he doesn't get the lead, then Thomas is going to win the bet.
Ooh, as you see the 13 car there get a little bit of the wall.
Munter's trying to look underneath Paul. I think he's going to have the edge there. No, Paul slams the door on Mentor.
And Mentor is definitely pretty fast here. This is the same battle from Heat 2, isn't it?
Yes, Paul and Tucker.
Oh,
a little bit of contact.
He gets the bumper to him, but he lets him recover as he gets underneath him.
It's the perfect bump and run. Can he get the drive off, though? Oh, man, it's close as we got Axum right there as well. Axum's going to try to go 3 wide.
Oh, the 10 car pulls off the pass for the lead here in the 13 car challenge on the inside 18 there.
So now Paul's in a tough situation. He's on old tires on that top lane. He's going to get shuffled back quite a bit as we have a caution right now. Caution on the track. Not too sure. Somebody's oh, it's Rucker. Big wreck. Personette and Rucker.
I saw the 72 in that. A couple other guys.
Ooh, Oh!
Oh!
that's
And he's on full hydraulics on the end of pit road. That can't be good for the suspension.
Oh, that was bad. Let's see if he made. Yep, the 6 car makes contact, and then he just boom. Woo. He's not getting away from that one. He's still sitting up there. The cars are coming down pit road right now. The 23 car is still parked on pit road entrance.
Looks like he's a permanent part of that pit road now. Ooh.
As Kamara got some contact with the 6. So that was a 3-car incident. The 23 definitely got the worst of it. The 23 finally parked it. So that was a crazy wreck. It was kind of a bad spot to get turned there. The 23 car couldn't do anything about that.
No, it's hard to miss the end of that pit road there. Apparently, when you're sideways coming towards it, as 39 and 18 become one in there.
And Paul Ross finally pits on lap 56. He probably thought it was a good time to pit. He lost all that ground when the 10 car of Tucker Minner got around him.
Yeah, it looks like Paul restarted somewhere back about the 7th or 8th position, so we'll see if he's able to drive himself back to the front on probably what will be the freshest tires towards the front of the field.
And it's lap 56. And Thomas, what is his name? The 13 of Thomas Axum did not fulfill his promise of being the leader on lap 50. He's running currently in 5th. So everybody won the bet. They betted Thomas. Actually, Thomas Morris did not win the bet because he said he'd be done by lap 7. So Thomas did not win his bet because that 13 car is still running.
To go to the chat, Josh Personette says RIP from his trip to the old cement graveyard.
And I'm looking at, and Dalton Collins, the one that got EOL'd for not running his heat all the way up to 2nd, and he's had a lot of traffic to battle through. His car is perfectly clean. It's a nice paint scheme on that 95 car. So that 95 may be the one to watch here with about 60 laps to go when we get to green.
Yeah, all the way up to 2nd. He's trying to fulfill the promise that the 13 car made.
95 in 2nd. It's going to be Tucker Minner starting P1 here, coming to the green at lap 59. Pace car down. 10 car waits just a little bit longer than anybody else, and he's on it. And there's Jordan Teal trying to get 2nd place away from the 95.
Yeah, and it looked like the 95 had a pretty good gauge on the restart there. So the 10 car held off on it. He could feel that, it seemed like.
The wreck is, I think they all saved it. The 48 car is off the pace. The 72 of Kamara off the pace. No caution yet. We're going to take a replay here. We're replaying right now. The 72. Oh, it's Paul Ross that was in it. And we got a caution now. Caution now. Is it Jordan Teal that was running 2nd? Teal around. Let's see what happens here. Does Axum get him?
He got Axumed. Looks like.
Maybe Teal came down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Axum had the line and Teal wasn't ready to give it up yet. So that, my apologies to the 13 car there.
Yeah, it looks like the 33 came down just a little bit. 33 got that outside wall pretty good, too. That's going to probably affect his handling just a tiny bit.
Got good hard racing all over the track right now.
Carlos's head's probably spinning in circles right now.
Oh, he's doing so much clicking.
Okay, so another caution. Lap 62. It's still Tucker Minner in first. Collins in second. Thomas Axon in third. Hackathorn in fourth. And Max Cookson in the 39, rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, if you want to keep going down, we got a little time here. Back in 6th, we got Chad Frankenfield. He's making a good run up there from starting 16th. Rocky Boyd of the Boyd brothers up to 7th.
Them
and
Boyd
his brother
brothers.
Tony tucked in right behind him there in 8th. We'll see if we get a little Boyd brothers action.
Carlos, get a shot of those guys. Get
Paul
Rocky
Ross
and Tony
9th.
together.
And Sam Close rebounding from a little bit of a rough start up to 10th now.
There's the two brothers. And Carlos is informing me that
one of their sons and one of their
Rocky
nephews.
and Tony's son. Too bad nobody can hear Carlos because they're probably thinking we're idiots laughing. But Tony's son is in the chat right now. He's saying this is Boyd. Rocky's son is in the chat. Tony's uncle.
All right, so one thing that we missed on the recap here, from that caution, it looks like Blake Neer got the lucky dog. So the 14 car that started out so well got a black flag for change of lanes in the restart there, all the way up to 14th now, back in the lead lap. So we'll see if he can make a charge.
Once 2 laps down now, showing P16 right now. So Blake Neer, if we keep getting cautions, he should be up front here pretty soon. As we saw Dalton Collins, it can be done. The 95 car, Dalton Collins, all the way up to second. Pace car lights are off. And there's a 23 car. He's back on track. He's going to run some laps.
Still probably dragging a little concrete in the undercarriage there.
Here we go. At least these cautions are quick. The 10 car is going to hold him back a little bit. And he does a little bit again. Man, that's late. Really held him back there. The 95 is going to beat him to the start. He's going to do the crossover. He's going to have a good run coming off. Can it work?
Well, this is good hard racing up front here. It's 95 takes the lead.
Yep. 95 clears him after that kind of questionable restart by the 10 car. I feel like that 95 car is fast, and I'm going to predict he's going to pull away here.
Yeah,
Hackathorn
like
up the track. They're going to go 3 wide back there. Hackathorn went high, lost a lot of positions. Here comes Chuck Sweeting to try to make the pass on the 44.
Chuck trying to rebound from getting into a couple guys early in the race. He's all the way up to, looks like he's in the 9th position. Looks like he's making the pass for 8th there on Matt.
Here comes Levi trying to make the pass on Matt. So Matt falling back was once in 4th place just a couple laps ago, all the way back to 10th.
So go back up here towards the front. As you predicted, Dalton Collins. Looks like he's pulling away as we got a good battle here for 3rd.
Oh, the 10 car's turned. Tucker Minner into the wall, outside wall, the 10 car, Tucker Minner, and there.
Person that treats him like a pit road wall and just hammers him 15 seconds after the caution.
Wow. I have to see that replay again. I don't know if I can put fault at anybody there, but Tucker slammed it. The 39 gets a little bit of a run. That's kind of a late entry, though. I don't know.
That's just hard racing, it looks like. I don't know.
Oh. Just gets smacked. Hopefully the 10 car can keep rolling. We got cars coming down. The 95 car, the leader, is pitting. Same thing with Axum. He's going to pit, and that's going to take the lead to the 25. One of them Boyd brothers. 25 of Rocky Boyd.
That'll make the chat happy as we have a Boyd brother in the lead now, rocking that old Ken Schrader number.
Uh-oh. We got Kyle Hanshaw in the chat. Oh, man. Kyle, he's back at the camper. It was sold-out crowd here tonight, Richard.
Oh man, I'm sure traffic was backed up coming into Pensacola for this big race.
Hanshaw a little late arriving to it, so he couldn't find a ticket. No more scalpers with StubHub and all those things, so you can't buy tickets to scalpers anymore. As you see, here comes Sam Close down pit road. Sam's had a rough day. Really high expectations for Sam.
We have a weird little rotation of pit stops happening here now, where it seems like half the field's kind of on one strategy and the other half of the field's on a different strategy, and it just seems like however these cautions fall, it's really going to tell a tale on who's running up front.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of the strategy everybody's doing for this race. I think if I'm Paul Ross, though, I was kind of right. Paul's only pitted once. He's back up to 5th. Levi, if I'm correct, has pitted 2 or 3 times. He's in 4th.
2 or 3 or 6 times.
Carlos is saying Levi's pitted 6, but actually Levi's only pitted 3 times because they come in twice for 2 tires. They come another time for 2 tires. So I think that's how that works. So just completing halfway. So that's went by. I don't know how many cautions we've had so far, but halfway is came. We're going to have the restart at lap 76. So Rocky Boyd is going to be the leader with Chad Frankenfield in 2nd. Jordan Teal up to 3rd again after having that crash, and Levi Zielinski in 4th. As let's see what Rocky Boyd can do. Rocky's on it quick. Rocky wants to go, and Rocky did change lanes. Are they going to penalize him for that?
I don't. Yeah, we'll have to go and see what the race official says
3
about
wide
that.
Back there again.
Rocky Boyd was black flagged.
And a black flag for one of the Boyd brothers. It's Rocky Boyd. And we got some racing going. We're 3 wide for 3rd. It's Paul Ross in the bottom. Underneath Jordan Teal. Paul's going to try to make that pass work. Levi's right there. Same with Hackathorn. They're going to make it 3 wide. Oh!
A lot of give and take there coming off the corner and make that work.
A good job by Jordan Teal. Kind of let off the throttle there. And Rocky Boyd finally coming down pit road. He's going to serve his black flag. I think it's just a stop and go.
That's going to put your lead.
Oh, Levi's around. There's the big one.
Oh, the 14 gets it. Blake Neer.
And Levi around. Looks like he got the wall. Overcorrected. It came down inside. Took out a couple more people with him. Does he hit the wall here? No, he just got
loose. Got loose, and then everybody behind him couldn't miss him.
So the 14 got involved there, and the 14, one of the favorites, Blake Neer, got a little bit of damage. Let's see. Riding along with Jordan Teal here. Whoops. No.
Jordan got him a little bit as the wreck was already happening. Oop. Jordan doesn't make the same mistake again, though. Doesn't overcorrect it back into the wall. Just stands on the throttle, drives it down to the bottom.
The 95 of Dalton Collins was also involved in the wreck. One of the cleanest cars on there, and doesn't even have any damage either.
Very minimal damage there to the 95, it looks like.
He's going to come down pit road. As Chad Frankenfield right now showing the lead here in first. The manager, the man, the owner of Elite Racing Series, Chad Frankenfield, P1.
Got a nice clean number 15 car riding up front.
I like that paint scheme. That looks like an old retro short track paint scheme as well. I like that 15 car.
Yeah, very simplistic, but definitely a cool looking, like you said, good looking short track, late model paint scheme there.
Trying to get his sponsor. I can't really see it. Burnham. That sounds like a minor league baseball team.
The Birmingham Boilers.
Are they? Burnham Boilers. Like a single A. It's definitely got to be minor league baseball.
I think Jordan played for them. 94.
So let's see. We're still not getting the one to go here, so we got a little bit of time. This is a little plug-in. If you haven't been watching, subscribe to 3 Wide TV. Subscribe to our Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. We got a Facebook as well. Like us on Facebook, 3 Wide TV. Give us a shout out. Hope you guys are enjoying this. This is me and Richard's first time being back in the booth in a long time, but we're definitely enjoying it. We love coming up here, supporting short track racing, supporting any type of racing in general. We love coming up here and just talking BS, and we're fans as well, and we just call it like we see it when we're sitting at a racetrack in real life. So I hope you guys are enjoying this race. We got about what do we got, Richard? About 65 laps to go before the checkered. Then the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get going here again.
Yep. We get down in here and want to see if Frankenfield can jump out here. Obviously, tires have been an issue when they're getting a little hot.
Frankenfield goes.
Green flag, green flag.
He doesn't change lanes. Hackathorn's going to try to look underneath the 18 as Paul's going to get a good run off. Can he make it stick?
Paul on a little fresher tires, I think, here, and it's kind of showing.
And there's a wreck. It's Rusty Webb. Webb's around in turn 3. And I think somebody else was collected in it, but not too sure. And it was the 52.
No, not
Tony
one of the
Boyd.
Boyd brothers.
And what was turning out to be a great run so fast ended with the Boyd brothers. Let's see this again. 52 gets around and just takes out the 88, and then the 88 runs into the 03 of Wade Lear.
Yeah, it looks like Wade got a little damage there coming by that, but these cars are pretty durable. It looks beat up, but it may be fixable. He might be able to get back out there and be competitive.
Here comes another round of pit stops. Some of these guys, I think, have pitted 20 times tonight and are still on the lead lap. You see Greg Biffle and then Levi Zielinski coming down pit road.
A lot of very short track looking cars out here halfway through this race.
Pretty much everybody's beat up, and usually, like if you go in real life and watch the guy who wins at Martinsville, usually the cleanest car is the winner. We're having trouble finding the cleanest car here tonight. I think the 15 car didn't have a scratch on him. That's probably the cleanest car on track right now. Hackathorn's clean, pretty clean as well.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's got a little bit of damage, with the exception of the 15. But you were showing the 14 car, Blake Near there a minute ago. He's all the way up to 6th place after being 2 laps down about 60 laps ago. So he's trying to make a little charge in the front.
That's a heck of a comeback by Blake Near. 2 laps down. Let's see, where's Rocky Boyd? Is he a lap down, or did he get a break coming down pit road? So a huge break by Rocky Boyd. He's being showed 18th. And the 15 still the leader.
Yeah, Frankenfield able to hold off the 18. Ball made a valiant charge there, down into 1 on the outside, and really try to make it stick. But 15 was able to use that preferred groove to take the lead back.
And the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green once again. Pace car down. Frankenfield away.
Green flag, green flag.
Gets a decent start, but Paul Ross is right on him again. Paul just dives it down into turn 1, Richard.
Yeah, he's definitely driving that thing in hard on the outside.
He's going to try to sneak down below Hackathorn. He will try to do the crossover move. We're wrecking again. There's another caution. It's Velez. It's 3-4 cars involved in the back. The 52 again. Velez got turned, or he turned somebody. Not quite sure what happened. Oh, he looks like he came down the 16. Yep.
Ooh, and a couple cars involved there.
There's definitely. Oh, the 10 car just came in late and hit the 33. So pretty big wreck here on lap number 93, involving a whole slew of cars: the 33, the 10, the 48, the 26, 52. It's
Man,
like the
cars
6 car got
wrecking
some
all
damage.
over. The Boyd family can't catch a break tonight.
Tony Boyd's car looked like it was smoking, so his day most likely over. We got shuffling through the leaderboard all over the place. Oh, my, and the 52 was around. I saw smoke. It was probably tire smoke, I'm guessing now, but he must have not have pitted, and he's 5th right now. It's turned into a demolition derby.
Wait to see how this shakes out as everybody pits here. Give you a little bit of a rundown.
Yeah, we usually have to wait about 2 laps to give you guys an order due to everybody taking either 2 tires or 4 tires, pitting once, pitting twice. But we do know for sure it's Frankenfield leading. He's going to stay out and resume the lead. All right, Richard, we got about 50 laps to go. It's tough. It's tough to kind of put you guys in a position, to put yourself in a position on what you do, because there's so many strategies. And with 50 to go, let's say you're in 3rd place on newer tires. What's your approach here, kind of going towards a 50-lap shootout?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would depend on how you feel like you stack up in the field here. If you feel like you're one of the faster guys, you could probably be a little bit more patient. If you feel like you're more of a mid-back guy and you feel like you have a little bit of an advantage on tire chair, you probably feel like you need to hurry up and get to the front, maybe put a little distance on these guys behind you, let them battle, try to build you a little gap.
It's definitely a race of what Larry Mack always says, comers and goers. I think everybody has at least once been to the back, to the front, to the back, to the front. Sam Close, it seems like, has been pitting every single time we've had a caution, but he's up to 2nd. So 100 laps complete. There's been a lot of attrition, a lot of wrecks, crashes, but the guys, these cars, like you said, they're durable, and they're surviving right now. No matter how ugly they look, they're still kicking.
Yeah, and with about 50 laps to go when we get back to green here, as we go into 3, I'm about to take the green flag. I would imagine not a lot of guys are going to pit going forward.
Yep, and Frankenfield's on it.
Green flag.
He'll remain the leader. Here comes Rocky Boyd underneath Sam Close in the 5. Rocky's going to complete that pass. Yes, he does, as Rocky Boyd right on the bumper of Frankenfield.
Yeah, as they go single file in the front, but 2x2, starting back about 7th position there.
That middle pack has been dangerous every restart.
Yeah, a lot of action going on. A lot of different speed cars spread throughout the field.
Tony Boyd in 4th, trying to hold off Andrew Rucker, and there's another wreck. It's Levi, and it's a huge wreck.
Oh, it's a
6,
big wreck.
7, 8, 9 cars involved.
In it, bad.
It's the big one times 2. I don't know if Levi got loose or he got turned. Let's see. Does he get hit by the 14?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he did. Hackathorn almost missed it. And he just. Oh, my goodness.
Cars going through cars. Cars going into cars. Oh, through them again.
That was the big one. You don't see too many big wrecks at short tracks, but every once in a while you do. And that was a humongous wreck.
Yeah, nowhere to go there. You can see
Kamara
it right there.
did a pretty good job.
Car. Yeah, he did. He checked up nice. Hey, good job by the Yosemite Sam machine there.
Let's go. Can you go on board, Carlos, with Hackathorn? I thought he was going to miss that thing, and then it just closed up really, really fast.
We watch Kamara come through.
See if we can go on board. Here's Hackathorn's onboard camera. I think if Hackathorn didn't slow down, he would have made it. But he slows down right here. Oh, he could go. Oh, he slowed. If he would have just kept the foot in the throttle, he would have been okay.
It's a tough deal. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing there.
But that was at least 10 cars being taken out there. As we got a couple guys that have disqualified from the event. Josh Personet is no longer running in 21st, and Chuck Sweeting, last caution, just disqualified. So he has a DNF, and the leader right now is the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. Pitts is Rocky Boyd in P1 right now with Max Cookson in second.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised about the pitting of the 15 there. I kind of felt like we're at a point in the race here. 47 laps, not a long time here. That's 12 minutes of racing if we go green.
Yeah, I thought Frankenfield made his bed.
Yeah, I expect none of these guys in the front to pit, so I kind of feel like if you're 8th, 10th on back, which we have some really good cars back there, you're gonna have to pass people.
Yeah, also what I've been thinking is all the wrecks have been happening 5th to 15th. Why would you want to put yourself in position in the middle of the pack there to get wrecked out when with even older tires in the front, you're not going to get in any type of trouble?
No. As it looks like Blake Neer still scored in the 4th position, so I guess he decided that he's just going to ride it out and see how that damage looks at race pace.
These cars look like they went 200 laps at Bowman Gray at the Madhouse. And here we go. We got about 46 laps to go. 45 when we get the green. And it's Rocky Boyd in P1. As the pace lights are off, pace car lights are off. Rocky, get on it, Rocky.
Green flag, green flag.
Rocky Boyd on it, but the 39 got a good restart as well.
When he makes a good jump.
Yeah, he'll clear him. As Dalton Collins, we saw him spun out. He's all the way up to 3rd again.
Right,
and there we go. Another wreck. I think that was Frankenfield. See, we just talked about it, Richard. We just talked about it. Why would you pit? Why would you force yourself back there in the eye of the storm, the bee's nest? And Frankenfield goes around.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot more taken than given as this race goes on. As a 52.
52. Yeah, Frankenfield came down.
Yeah, looks like the 52 was already down there, and Frankenfield pinched him in.
So now, ever since like lap 50, we've seen caution after caution. Pretty much 5 laps and a caution. So these guys are trying to take all they can give right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
As the 52 got a lot of that too. He lost a lot of ground. Looks like Wade Lear got involved in that wreck as well in the 03 car. And while we have a break here, let's talk about what we got going on. 3Wide TV has going on tomorrow. It's a 3-wide racing series, the Race Kings Cup Series, live at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the longest race of the 3-wide racing series. It's 200 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And right now we got 4 guys that have only won a race. 8 spots are up for grabs in the playoffs. So, Richard, that's going to be an entertaining race there tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of close racing for points. Charlotte's always a good race. It's a good setup from what I hear, so I expect a lot of good racing for a real long time tomorrow.
Yeah, this year the Cup Series have been really competitive, and I expect it to be the same here tomorrow. at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As that race starts at 10:15, like always, 10:15, you can catch all the action live on 3 Wide TV. I'm pumped up about Charlotte tomorrow. I think that's going to be a really fun track. Charlotte always puts on a good show. The car's got a little bit of a tighter setup to it. Tire wear is pretty important. So I think it's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, Charlotte's always a good time, at least on iRacing. It's a lot better than what the real product puts out right now. But it's the longest race of the season for us, I think, and a lot of really competitive guys that you're watching here tonight will be racing tomorrow night.
And last year's winner, Kevin Finn, needs a win right now. He's in, I think, 9th in points in the Cup Series standings.
Green flag.
And here we go. We're green as it's Rocky Boyd takes the green flag. And he gets a good jump. Oh, the 39 is going to smack the wall. As here comes Dalton Collins. Collins going to make the pass on the 25. The 25 is going to fight back, though. Can he fight back? He drives it in hard. As 95 clears Rocky Boyd. And here comes Paul Ross up to second.
Paul's been fighting in the middle of the pack for the last 50 laps, so this is the first time he's snipped up the front of the field in a while.
They're going to make a little bit of contact. Rocky Boyd holds off Paul Ross.
Blake Neer tucked in behind him. It looks like that damage didn't hurt him too bad.
There we go. Oh, he pushes Rocky up. Rocky's going to lose all those spots. Here comes Sam Close. He's going to make the pass on Rocky. And there you see Thomas Axum. Ooh, Thomas, don't drift up there. He's going to boot Rocky out of the way. And there goes Rocky.
All right, man. Caution
Cookson
down.
got
Rocky
him.
around. Boom.
Oh.
Woo. Rocky was just getting pushed around quite a bit there. Let's see what happens.
Looks like Rocky was trying to.
Looks like he came down, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like the 39 was there, and he didn't give him much room.
Replica Greg Biffle gets destroyed.
Yeah, the 16 car Kyle Zimmer, and I had a good night.
I haven't kept track of cautions, but that has to be over 10, at least 10 cautions here tonight. And here we go. Carlos is right on the money. Laps completed 116. We got 34 laps to go. 12 cautions for 60 laps. So over half the laps have been under caution here tonight.
And after 30 different strategies and 100 different pit stops, it's kind of the guys up front that we expected. The 95, the 18, and the 14.
Don't know how that works out, but it did. And those guys probably didn't think 50 laps into this race they're going to be up front, considering all the stuff that has happened to them tonight. But Dalton Collins in first, Paul Ross in second, Blake Neer, you're two. Actually, this is the starting lineup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Collins in first, Paul Ross in second, and Blake Neer in third. So the starting lineup's 1, 2, 3.
Sam Close fighting through a bunch of incidents tonight, able to come to the back to the green flag in fourth, and Thomas Axum kind of fought back too, able to at least still in the top 5.
I don't have an incident rating on ATVO. I don't know how many incidents some of these guys have gotten. It's got to be pretty high.
Yeah, I don't have it anywhere either. I'm even in the session. It's not recorded. I know that apparently they get a little bit of money for not getting incidents, but I don't think anybody in this field has none. That's for sure.
If I'd put a bet on incidents, I bet you Paul has the least amount.
Yeah, it seems like Paul's been able to pretty much stay out of trouble.
Paul or the 95, they're pretty clean. Even Frankenfield, even with that one incident, they might be the least number of. They might have the least number of incidents.
Frankenfield, we talked about him earlier. He's back up to 9th place, so he's still trying to challenge and make a good run out of getting spun out a few laps ago.
Trying to look at the chat here. If anybody's commenting in it, Chuck Sweeting, he's Man, he's already back with the trailer.
Yeah, he said it's a lot more fun watching. So
As here we go, pace car in. It's Dalton Collins in first.
Green flag, green flag.
And the 14 gets a good jump on Paul Ross. I don't know if he can clear him. Paul's going to drive it in hard. Yes, he does. Blake Neer clears him, and he's on a roll to try to get Dalton Collins. And still a hornet's nest back there. The middle of the pack is crazy.
there's a 13 car. It's like he's all over the back of Paul Ross for that third position. Gets the wall a little bit there.
And there we go. Paul's back
right.
underneath the 14. He's going to make the pass on the 14. 14 get... Oh, man.
Looked like 14 got loose off 4 there.
We got a caution. Caution on the track. It's got to be in the back. I do not see it. It's Rucker. Andrew Rucker around.
We're getting to that time of the race where there's not much give and a lot of take.
Rucker gets loose. Levi smacks into him. If you look, though, I think that was a chain reaction. There was a lot of cars sideways in front of Rucker there. Looked like that white car. Let's see if you can see it from Rucker's advantage. There's contact right there. You see that right there? I don't know if that caused Rucker to do anything. One of the Boyd brothers got sideways there. We've got a couple more DNFs. Matt Hackathorn not running anymore. Nathan Velez out. Jordan Teal out. Wade Lear, the last car, running in 16th.
Everybody on the lead lap is still running, though.
Going to come to the 25 to go marker right here when we cross the line. And it's all Dalton Collins. I don't know, Richard, if Paul has anything for Collins. I don't see really any contenders. It seems like Paul's the fastest car, but by the time he's done battling the third place guy after the restart, Collins has already checked out.
Yeah, it seems like Thomas Axum, now the third place car.
Thomas, if you missed the interview before the race, pretty confident in himself, saying that he didn't think anybody was going to win besides himself. He's in third in a perfect position on a restart to get a good jump here. So let's see what Thomas can do.
Yeah, we do know these 2 cars up front are pretty fast. So he's definitely going to have his work cut out for him to try to get around the 95 and the 18.
Pace lights are still on, so we're going to get the green probably with 22 laps to go. It's coming down to the end here, Richard. I either see it playing out where the middle pack of the guys are going to continue to keep crashing into each other. That's the bad thing about these short track races is if you're up front and you want to see green flag runs, you normally don't get them late in the race.
No, I think if you're one of these guys up front, you have to treat every one of these restarts like it's a 2-lap absolute sprint to the next caution.
Definitely. Yeah, if Thomas has a run on this, he's got to take it. Same with Paul. Even the same with Blake Neer. He's not out of it yet in 4th. Pace car lights are out. So here we go. We're going to have 22 laps to the finish. It's Dalton Collins, probably with the cleanest car out there. He's on it. He gets a good jump on Paul Ross. And the 13 does not get a good restart. As Paul Ross got his best restart on that outside he's gotten in a while. And there's another caution in the back. Another caution. And it's the Boyd. One of the Boyd brothers. They're wrecking. Blake Neer wrecked after the caution. I just saw it on the corner of my eye. I don't know what happened there. 16 gets in contact. He hits the 52.
Levi gets a little piece of that again.
And I don't know what happened there, but the 14 just got taken out. Oh, Sam runs into the back of him. So it seemed like these guys were slowing down for the caution. The green light's still on. Let's see if we see the green light on. Still green.
Light's still on.
Now it's caution. That was just
Yeah, right as that was happening. Yeah.
It's like everybody slowed down immediately right when the caution came out. No, I'm sure the 14 isn't too happy with Sam.
No, the 14's got to be frustrated by the way this race has gone.
One of the fastest cars on the track. That was Blake Neer. Now Blake's all the way back in 11th. And right now, I'm guessing if you're 6th on back, if you're in the top 5, you can still win this thing. If you're 6th on back, I highly doubt you got a chance.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And like we talked about, I mean, if you had an 18-lap run to the finish here, you could still pick up some spots, but I really doubt that's what we're going to have.
I'd put the chances at less than 10%.
Yeah, everybody would have to calm down a little bit for sure, and that's tough to do on these short tracks.
You got money on the line. You got $54.60.
It's significant.
I mean, if you're taking your significant other out, that's a decent dinner.
That's a nice dinner. You go to Applebee's and get 2 appetizers.
2 appetizers, maybe even an entree.
And an entree and maybe a beer. Get you I know our Applebee's has $1 PBRs every day.
On happy hour?
No, all the time. $1 PBRs, ice cold.
There's a little plug-in from Richard for Applebee's.
We got one right across the street from work. We go there every once in a while.
$1 PBRs.
$1 refill every time.
$1 refill, yeah. So here we go. I think the lights are off. Lights off yet? Yes, the lights are off. Let's go green here. All the way. We got Dalton Collins in first. Paul Ross. Paul's probably hating to keep starting on that outside lane, and I know that's a pain, especially at this track.
Yeah.
Here we go. Pace car down. Collins is on it.
Green flag, green flag.
Ross gets a pretty good start. He should be able to clear. He clears the 13. The 95 was pretty close on changing his lanes there. That was a questionable call. There's a 13 all over the back of the 18. 15 laps to go in the Snowball Derby.
It's going to be a good battle for second here as 18 gets a little loose.
Oh, is he going to try to hit the... Oh, he tried to take out Paul. Put the bumper to him.
That puts the 39 right on his back bumper.
Cookson on the back bumper of Axum. He tries to get Axum a little bit loose.
I don't think anybody's got anything for this 95 car.
Paul Ross needs to put together some good lap times in order to catch the 95 of Dalton Collins. As you see, that's the 72 of Kamara trying to get past Rocky Boyd for a top 5 spot. As Paul Ross, he's staying right there with Dalton. He's just not gaining any ground.
Yeah, right now, they look pretty even.
12 laps to go, coming to 11 laps to go, and there's another caution. We got a caution. And it's Blake Neer again.
Man, the 14's had a rough night.
See what happens. Neer's gonna get sideways.
Whoa!
I don't know where he was running either.
That was weird.
What kind of line he was running? But Neer gets sideways in the high lane. Loops it.
He's running that Bristol line through there. Oh, that's what we talked about kind of earlier. It's like once the car unsettles underneath you, it doesn't settle back down for another half a lap. And I think that's kind of what happened to him there.
Yeah, he had it loose from the start finish line basically.
Yeah, these things don't like to get the rear tires locked back down for a while, it seems like.
So this most likely will be the last caution to go to green. We'll probably get the green flag around 7 laps to go. And if we get a caution after that, the race is pretty much over. And I don't know what Paul can do now. He needed about 10 laps to try to work in Dalton Collins, but starting on that outside lane there, it's going to be tough for the 18 to get past the 95.
Yeah, the 18 just trying to get good restarts. He's got his hands full with the 13 behind him there.
Cameron Rich in the chat, and I'm going to be sleeping tonight and have nightmares about the phrase, we have a caution. At least it'll be my voice.
Oh, the sweet, sweet tunes of Johnny Thomas.
We have a caution.
Oh, they're wrecking.
I hope you guys had fun tonight as we're closing. And
Oh,
wait,
and they are wrecking.
oh, literally wrecking. Good call, Richard.
14's on fire. What is he? He still hasn't got the car settled down from when he was loose off 4.
Oh, the 14, he's done.
Oh, all the pit crew members look like they survived that.
They're not even phased by it.
That's
Is
a
that
lot of-
Hanshaw down in the infield? I think he got in.
I think I just saw Kyle.
Good job. Finally got in. Some people must have left. Late
Lot of
night
hot-
for the kids.
A lot of high-dollar war wagons down there for short track racing.
For sure. And here we go. The lights are off. This will be the last restart we get. It's Dalton Collins. Who wants the money more? Is it Dalton? Is it Paul? Is it Max Cookson? Thomas Axum? And Paul's around!
Oh, they're wrecking all over. Oh, gosh. That was a 32-car pileup in a 19-car field.
I gotta regain my thoughts. What a
Yeah.
crash.
The 39 looked like he was ready to go and got Paul loose there.
Oh, he just, yep. He jacked Paul up.
Oh, Wade Lear gets a piece of that.
Who wasn't in that wreck?
I think the 95 is the only one that didn't hit anything there.
Let's see this again. Right along with Wade Lear. Literally. Richard, you remember that wreck at Talladega in 2003 where pretty much it was a Busch Series race? Everybody was in it except 3 cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Just cars wrecking everywhere. This is like that for sure.
This just reminds me. Oh, let's watch Rocky Boyd's in car. He missed that. Besides the 95, I think he's the only one that missed that.
Yeah, I don't know how he missed that. I think he
Right
just held
along
his
with
foot to the floor and closed his eyes here.
Boom by Paul. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Hey, better
Perfect.
lucky than good.
Textbook. Sam missed it as well.
Watch, Sam Close is going to have an interesting view here. Oh.
Wow. Oh, no, he kind of got in it. He
He's
won't be
still
pitting
third
now.
place, though.
So, let's see. We got 2 to go. The lights are still on.
It's over.
So that'll do it. And that'll be it. Dalton Collins
Yeah.
is going to be your winner.
$54 million. $54.
In the first ever Snowball Derby by the Elite Racing Series, it's Dalton Collins. Hopefully Dalton's in the chat. Coming to the 1 to go. The checkered or the white flag is in air. Rocky Boyd gets a really good finish of 2nd. And Sam Close getting P3 tonight. In a wild, wacky, crazy day.
How many cautions did we end up with there, Carlos? Chat's asking.
Guessing 14 or 15. 16
16.
cautions for 84 laps. well over half the race was ran under caution.
If you came here for green flag racing, you were about 40% happy.
85 laps under caution. Here's the checkered flag. The flag man has the checkered flag in hand. He's waving it. It's Dalton Collins, the winner. First ever Elite Racing Snowball Derby.
Yeah, from the back to the front, too. Started dead last on the field.
Started on the pole, then he got EOL'd. Then he's the winner. So congrats to Dalton Collins. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the race here tonight. We're going to try to get a whole bunch of interviews.
Half of our racing, our favorite racing brothers, Rocky Boyd, able to come home runner up there.
And Tony gets a top 5. So the Boyd brothers.
A couple top 5s, the Boyds.
2 top 5s for the Boyd brothers. I think Rocky needs to give some money to Tony, though, finishing 5th. Maybe Rocky can take Tony out to eat.
All kinds of money in the Boyd family right now.
For sure. So should we run down there? Run down in Victory Lane and try to get some interviews? All right, here we go. We're going to run down to the pits. Should we start with 3rd place first? Work from 3rd to 1st? Sam's down there. All right, Sam, you got a copy?
We'll wait a second on Sam here.
Sam's trying to catch his breath after that hard-fought 3rd place finish. Grabbing a swig of Gatorade. Still waiting on Sam.
Covered in soot, like he's Cole Trickle climbing out of the 46 City Chevrolet.
Still waiting on Sam. All right, Sam declined his interview for now. We'll get Sam here in a little bit.
Sam wouldn't stay out of the interview for us earlier.
And the Rocky Boyd is not here. And we have Sam?
I'm here.
Sam close, climbing out of the number 5 terminal trucking car. Sam, hard-fought 3rd place finish. You went from the back to the front to the back to the front multiple times. Kind of give us a summary of that crazy race.
A lot of beating and banging, and just a crazy night. A lot of cautions, unfortunately. It was fun. The car was beat up pretty good. I made a couple mistakes, and I hit a couple people. A couple people hit me. I don't know what they're talking about, me hitting the 14. I thought I was on the bottom of them. I don't know if that was netcode or whatever the hell happened there, but hey, we'll win $11 and have Paul donated to his charity, so we'll take it.
Awesome, Sam. Yeah, it was an interesting race to watch here tonight. Half the race was ran under caution, but there was a lot of exciting racing going on when it was green. You were up front for a lot of the time as Sam has ran away from us. Sam has left the interview room. And
I think somebody yanked me out of the. Oh,
Sam got yanked out of the chat. But I was saying, Sam, I was saying it was a crazy day for you up and down. Did you feel like you had a car at all that could challenge for the win?
If I could get in a little groove, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. The car was so beat up, it didn't really matter. I was just trying to have some fun at that point.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was just trying to go for that money. But we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow on the 3-Wide Racing RK Cup Series. So take it easy, Sam, and we'll see you in just probably about 24 hours.
Thanks, guys. Sorry you had to sit through that one.
It wasn't that bad.
We enjoyed it.
Sweet.
And that's Sam Close finishing 3rd tonight. Rocky Boyd still not in the chat. Rocky
looks
just
like
ran away.
The YouTube chat says that Rocky doesn't have Discord.
Richard, you want to do the winner?
Sure. Dalton, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Yes, sir. Hey, that was a pretty good run there. Started on the pole, got to enjoy the green flag from the back of the pack, and then a lot of mayhem on your way up through. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I didn't get any practice on the setup at all, and surprisingly got the pole and had to go to the back because I didn't run the heat races because I didn't make it on time, obviously. But yeah, I mean it was a fun race. Got to see a lot of what all the drivers were about, how they drove coming from the back to the front. But yeah, I mean fun race track. I've always enjoyed it here. But yeah, this is one of the big short track wins that I've been looking for. I mean it's up there, so. Yeah, just thanks to all the guys that put this on, and hopefully I can enjoy that purse tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive performance coming from the back there. Are you a regular in the Elite Racing Series?
No, sir. I mean, I do a lot of short track racing, a lot of super late models on asphalt and on dirt. So, yeah, I really race anything and everything in any league I can that I can find. But yeah, I'm open to running the elite stuff. I just gotta look at my schedule though.
Okay, well, it looks like you definitely got the talent to come out here and put together some nice races. Anybody you want to thank?
Just everybody at Accelerated Motorsports. We work on a lot of the short track stuff, from the supers to the late model stocks to the pro late models on dirt. Yeah, just all those guys. James Curl, OJ Dompier. Got to give a shout out to my good buddy Peyton Hamlin. He was watching tonight, and just thank you. You know, thank you guys for the broadcast and everybody that put this on. It's a great time to come out here and get back to these supers.
Dalton, it's Johnny Thomas up in the booth. What are you gonna do with that money?
Hopefully save it for a little bit. I don't know. I might go and just buy some new tracks for the dirt stuff coming up that I'm planning on running. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could probably venture out and see what else I can do with it. But for now, I'm probably going to save it. But in the coming weeks, probably just going to buy some dirt tracks.
Awesome. Well, usually it always turns out that the cleanest car normally ends up winning, and you definitely had the cleanest car tonight. So congrats, man.
Thank you, man.
Nice run, Dalton.
Thanks.
And that was Dalton Collins, your winner tonight. First ever Snowball Derby. We're trying to get some more people. Paul Ross ended up finishing 14th. Let's actually, there's Paul. Paul, do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Paul, you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, Paul, we kept saying that you were kind of a sitting duck there, restarting second there for 6, 7, 8 times the last 30 laps. If you got into a little bit of groove, we thought maybe you could catch the 95. But that last caution there, can you take us through what happened there?
Yeah, we were going into 3, and the 39 car was pushing me past the leader. I was actually dragging the brake. And as soon as I let off the brake, the leader took off. I went to take off, and the 39 must have known he was taking off because he had my back tires up in the air, probably a good 6 inches. And at that point, it was just hold on and see how bad the car got wrecked.
Yeah, it was a heck of a wreck. At least 15, almost 14, 15 guys are in it. But restarting on the top there, it had been so challenging, especially since the 95 was so fast.
Yeah, earlier on in the runs, the outside row, you were real screwed. Later on, once the tires were a little bit worn, everybody was getting a little bit of wheel spin on the restart. So if you could restart clean on the outside, you could usually get in between the first and third place car. That's kind of how we lucked out the first, 5 restarts that we had. But the last one wasn't meant to be, I guess. But it would have been interesting if I believe the 14 car didn't wreck with 10 or 14 laps to go, because I was barely catching the 95 when that caution came out.
Yeah, we kind of pinned it down to you, the 95, the 14, and the 13 being the fastest cars here tonight. But I think it was just a race of attrition. Everybody was crashing out. You and the 95 were probably the cleanest cars there. But it just wasn't meant to be. When it seems like when money's on the line, a lot of crazy stuff happens.
Yeah, and that was finally after the race. He sent me a message saying he was just trying to win, but common courtesy. If you messed up, just come over the radio, apologize. I can usually take that. I've been there, so But at least after the race, he at least said something.
Yep, for sure. Well, Paul, we're gonna all see you back here tomorrow on 3 Wide TV for the 3 Wide Racing Arcade Cup Series. So get some sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Alrighty, have a good night, guys, and see you tomorrow.
Good race, Paul.
Thanks.
I was thinking about, should we bring on Blake Neer real fast? He was the 14 car that was involved in that wreck. Blake, you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Blake, certainly an
Yeah.
interesting night for you. All 150 laps. I felt like you were the guy that would fall all the way back to last and work your way all the way back up to almost first. But the closing laps there, we felt like the last 50 laps were in under caution, and it was so hard to pass, especially if you're on the outside lane. But can you take us through kind of what happened there the last maybe 25, 50 laps?
Well, I thought I had the car rolling, and then caution came out, so I slowed down, and then all I knew I was in the wall. That pretty much ended my night. But before that, I was on rails.
Yeah, it looked like somebody behind you. I don't know if somebody, if the caution lights were on and then the people slowed down in front of you guys, but it was a chain reaction, and the 5 car just seemed to get into the back of you.
Yeah, I know that messed my steering up pretty bad. Lost control or spun myself.
Did you think you had a good shot at winning this thing before that?
I did think so. And then I saw Dalton Collins come in. I didn't know he was racing this, like when I was racing the heats, so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew Dalton was coming in until the feature.
Yeah.
But he said he was running late, so Dalton came in. And he was probably the fastest car in those last 75 laps, past halfway.
He's a good driver.
Yep. Well, Blake, it was a good run for you. It's unfortunate that the finish didn't make up for the run you had. You're one of the fastest cars out there, so we thank you for racing, and hopefully you have a good one.
Yeah, I had fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Blake. All right, Richard, that was
we did it.
Pretty. First race back for both of us, and it was an eventful one for sure.
Yeah, 16 cautions, 85 laps. We got to see a lot of interesting stuff. We got to see somebody ride pit wall. We got to see a lot of cars get banged up. Guys go from the front to the back to the back to the front.
Boyd brothers.
The Boyd brothers, our favorite racing brothers. And you wanna run us through the results real quick as we get ready to get off here?
For sure, and obviously your winner, Dalton Collins. One of the Boyd brothers finished in second, Rocky Boyd, Sam Close in third, Kyle Zimmer fourth. A guy we didn't really talk about a lot was Kyle Zimmer, finishing fourth, Tony Boyd in fifth, Rusty Webb getting a sixth. That was a good run for Rusty. Sixth, Frankenfield in seventh, Wade Lear in eighth. Another guy we didn't talk too much about getting a top 10. Tucker Minner in ninth, and Max Cookson rounding up the top 10.
Yeah, and I'd say those results were skewed pretty hard by that last caution where cars were wrecking everywhere. Just kind of who got out of the caution fastest as we watched the top 10 there.
For sure. And down the second page, 11th place, Andrew Rucker, Thomas Axum in 12th. Very fast, and Thomas just could not quite fulfill his promise of winning this thing. He's up finishing 12th. David Kamara, Yosemite Sam car, finishing 13th. Paul Ross, we just talked to him, in 14th. Blake Neer, 15th. Levi Zielinski in 16th. Jordan Teal, 17th. Nathan Velez, 18th. All these guys were a DNF. Matt Hackathorn, 19th. Chuck Sweeting rounding out the top 20. And rounding out your field, it was Todd Crayon and I think Josh Personet. Yep, Josh Personet was 21st. Todd Crayon, 22nd. And Justin Krasneski was the official for tonight. So that rounds out the field. That's everybody. And Richard, man, I had fun being in the booth with you guys again. Thanks, Carlos, for helping out. And what you see on the TV or on your phone or your computer is all Carlos.
Yep, Carlos and Thomas Morris. Another shout out to him for doing the design package. It was a good time. I'm glad we got to do this, and pretty good racing.
Yep, so if you want to tune back in here tomorrow on 3 Wide TV, like we said, it's a 3 Wide Racing Race Kings Cup Series. I think it's race number 12 of the season, if I'm correct. So join us. Come back here tomorrow night, 10:15 Eastern time, and watch some Cup Series cars go around at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But that's it for the Elite Racing Series Snowball Derby. Congratulations to Dalton Collins. This is 3 Wide TV. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.